Am I supposed to add my own picture to my thing?
You can. I just have it saved as names only. Jenny made me some art for like the Twitch stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I put that and saved it as like buttons and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do like some professional quality, like streamer stuff. So I have a new animated, this stream's gonna start soon kind of thing. And it's like this really nice piano music that's playing right now. And then it's just got like, aloha,
You
the
know
stream
that
is starting soon.
Your audio's on?
Yeah, I don't know how I cut it off.
Okay.
I
just wasn't sure. Oh, yeah, you can mute certain things. Muting your microphone's super easy. Muting Discord, you have to put it into different headphones. If you have a proper headset, then you can do game and then chat. And I have Discord under chat, and then everything else under game. And I mute game so people can't hear my Discord. Or I mute
sounds
chat.
Complicated. I'm just sharing Discord and everything with the rest of the world.
Hello,
but
world.
anyway, I got the stream is starting, and I don't mind talking over it. I'm just letting people know, right? Or at least my future self know when I review this to remember what the hell we did on session 1. That I can skip past anything that has this loading screen.
I've got 3.16 initiative. Is that normal?
Yeah, I think it put your dexterity as a tiebreaker.
Oh, I can finally see my character sheet. Since I made cute. Oh, these hit points hurt after being Leona.
Oh yeah. I would say you should not play these characters the same, or you will die immediately.
Oh.
And Goose is in chat, maybe? Yes. Okay. Make sure to click the link that's in our Discord, and that'll let you join the game. And then once you get inside, click your settings cog on the top right, and that way you can change your display name. You can go down to audio and video and make sure your video displays like names only instead of pictures with names or whatever, and that your music volume is around 40 or lower. Then go down to like your dice options and make sure all those are clicked.
Yep, good to go.
If I remove my avatar, can I add another one?
How do you
how do I add an extra picture?
You just give me the picture and I will. Well, I think you can drag your pic. You can press edit on your character sheet and then drag your picture to your character sheet to replace it. It'll be the top left image, and then I will go to a token maker page, and then I'll have to make a token for you, and then I'll have to right click the token, edit the settings, give it vision, and tie it to your character sheet and give it AC and health.
I'm really messed up. I'm really upset that I messed up.
Oh.
Never mind. You won't be able to see it unless I point.
All right. I will be right back, because as soon as I thought I was ready to go, my kids are banging on the piano and all the doors in the house are open. Oh, give me like... Oh, wait, they quit. Okay, they're good. We're good. Is everybody loaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me play some music. And again, if this is too loud... Actually, I will still be right back because they're back on the piano. I'll be right back. 1 second.
How's everybody's day going?
Chilling, vibing.
Hell yeah.
Where's yours?
A lot of yawning.
It's alright. Today this girl was sick within 2 hours of her like under 3 hours of her shift, and she was like, can like I go home or at least go sit in the back? And like I thought she had left. It had been like an hour. And then I guess she was asking if she could come back on the floor but she had already been punched out. And I'm like, she's been off the floor for so long, just go home. So I'm trying to see if we have to pay her for 3 hours or not. Because you have to like minimally work 3 hours or be paid 3 hours unless you agree to go home.
Did she agree to go home?
Well, she like pretty much asked to go home, but then she's like, I'll just sit in the back, and then she was in the back for forever, and then she wanted to come back. And I was like, no,
Okay,
she's
she
already
wants
been
to be
gone
paid
for
then.
so long.
All right, are you guys ready? Good to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, starting. So,
If you're not ready,
Mhm.
speak up. Forever hold your peace.
All right, so I got some cool little, like, kind of quiet, like, space kind of music. I don't know. I'll come up with something exciting for the next time we play. But I wanted this to be kind of calming, right? And we're just gonna kind of go into the theater of the mind for a little bit. So just kind of like lift your eyes up, raise your chin, and just imagine like this endless field of stars, just kind of stretching in all direction, right? And no matter how tiny that light might appear in the sky, you know that we are infinitely smaller. And the cosmos is grand. So grand that many an ancient peoples have traveled through the wilds of space and beyond, just searching and seeking wisdom and answers, or inversely, mysteries or even adventures. And stretching beyond those stars, there's this darkness filled with wonder. It kind of leaks out into the astral sea. And this is a realm of thought and magic, and it's almost like a paradise where you no longer need air to breathe, you don't need food to sate your hunger, liquid to quench your thirst. Here you're just kind of ageless and constant, and in this sea that's just made of like silver and like dazzling lights, and one could really easily mistake this for like the afterlife almost, right? It's heaven for some, and it's a place to be yourself eternally, right? You can live forever here. Yet even when bathed in this silver, misty, cold kind of light, nothing gold can stay. Our camera kind of floats in this realm of supposed purity, right? There's no up or down, there's no left or right. And together we kind of just spin, right? And we sink faster and faster, and we're pulling out of this astral sea, and we're sinking back into this kind of inky void, this great dark beyond, what we call wild space. And faster still, we kind of travel in the stars, illuminating the darkness until we find ourselves looking out across a field of crops. The smell of rain is fresh, the scent of cows and other kind of barnyard animals might sting the nostrils of someone ill-acquainted with farm life. But looking out across this field, we meet someone new. They seem to be humanoid-ish. If we look in Discord, we can see the image of Poppet, which is Jenny's character. And she's a slime, right? So she's a plasmoid relative. Everything is gelatinous about her. She's pink, different shades of pink, but she also has clothes on. At this moment, she probably has like overalls on, and she's got like a pitchfork and a straw hat that she won in some kind of egg hunting competition. And she's just kind of looking over at what she's accomplished with her life, looking at this field of this farm, and there's like a barnyard, and there's animals that are grazing there, like pigs and goats, and it's just something that she's really earned for herself. And this is an accomplishment because once upon a time she was just like a little 8-inch tall kind of pink droplet. She was a slime. They used to live in caves. They were descendants of monsters, right? And people would hunt them for their jelly, their goo, right? Until she met an old man a long time ago. And that's going to be her story to tell, right? So I'm going to skip these parts because I did a lot of like fun little things. And so Kendra, that means you're going to miss out on your scene with Ginny. And we were going to kind of take a look at what your first day might have been like meeting this slime person. And you kind of stand out a little bit, I would say, especially on Stardew, this little island that we're on. You've kind of got like these. Well, describe what you would be wearing on this planet. Like as you're, I imagine, looking for a signal for your zap pad. What would you be wearing? What would you be thinking? This would be the early stages of you being grounded.
Okay. Well, my name is Teosol, and I'm wearing a pretty stellar outfit. It's pink and blue with all the latest tech. And it's very matchy, and I have these like special like micro leggings underneath my outfit, which kind of adapt to each temperatures and stuff. Because previously I wasn't really living on this kind of planet, so I definitely needed something that could handle this, and I have really cute little wings. Obviously.
Right. This is the map that people can feel free to draw on, give it some detail. This is just kind of a blank slate while we're goofing around. But it lets me show off your little tokens. This is the character she's kind of describing, and this one right here was Ginny. We're gonna go.
Wait, but what's their actual name?
Oh, Poppet. So, Taya, you've been here for about 6 months now, maybe longer. You've met plenty of people. Wait, this isn't the farm music. Hold up. Ka-chow. You've met plenty of people, some good, some jerks, but this isn't your home, right? You've tried to make it one in your own way, but it also kind of represents, something negative in your life. And for a moment, you kind of look up at the sky towards the stars, right? And your heart just kind of aches, filling your chest, right? And here, the camera's going to soar beyond these clouds, back into wild space. And we're going to head towards this spinning civilization of metal and magic. And it's called Intergalactic Station number 23. Despite being 10 minutes from one another, you find yourself constantly staring down at your zap pad. You're in your room, and on the other end, this is kind of a little flashback. On the other end of this zap pad, there's this smiling face with green eyes and purple hair, and you just can't seem to contain your excitement, right? Or he can't, rather. And he just says, "Look, BF, I'm Mondo, sure. All right, all our rad's been data zapping me megabytes about this."
Are you serious? This is like to the 10th power squared.
Look,
Like,
Cosmic Blush concert. I hear all the major sound waves are gonna be there, like exponentially. This could have been a glory moment major for the both of us. Macro to the 10th power squared, right? But my dad just said adults only. Micro, right? Like I'm pancaked. This could have been how we got discovered and rocketed out of this space day.
Wait, adults only? That's viral extreme.
Right? Like, again, pancaked, flattened, deflated.
Okay, well, let's put our heads together. There has to be some way to figure this out.
I mean, they totally starported real security for this, not a bunch of galaxy scouts, right? Getting busted here, that's danger mortis. I'm inked out. You know Lieutenant
Okay.
Major, Lizard or Negatory, right? He was in meltdown mode after your last tango and sinking our clouds.
You got a retro fire.
Ah.
We're gonna figure out how to sneak in.
To the cosmic bar?
Yeah, sweat miner.
No, I'm gonna scrub that mission. I'm not getting in trouble.
Listen, what if I can sneak in through the vents? It'll be so easy.
I don't. Do you think the vents are gonna hold? I don't even know where that's at.
Listen, I'll be honest, it will be definitely danger mortis if we get caught, but I think we can do it. If you're too chicken to go through the vents, and just sneak in through the door. Just wear a disguise.
I'm claustrophobic, you know that. Actually, I do have an app synced to the Zap Pad that I think I can. Yeah, the disguise. Yeah, disguise app. I could use that. I'll just practice voices and I'll just be somebody completely different, right? I could. Oh, my dad needs to interface. Binus. I gotta go, and then it just boop, and then his face disappears off the Zap Pad. You are in your room on the space day. What do you want to do?
I'm so excited. This is so Stellanorius. I can't believe they're coming.
This is possibly the biggest concert of your life. Or at least it would be if you actually got to see it. And maybe even live log it.
Oh, I'm gonna see it.
However, you have seen a lot of new people on the space state lately, and it's primarily security. Could you make an investigation check?
I'll get there eventually.
Eventually. Oh, 19. All right, so your BF Qthy was totally right. Security is crazy. These are professionals looking to keep out riffraff and any potential threats. However, you also know there is, like you mentioned, there's a little ventilation system sub-deck that would lead directly over the concert stage of the Cosmic Bar, and it would grant you this great vantage point if you're brave enough to take it.
Yeah, of course. Of course I'm up for the adventure. Isn't that clear major?
Yeah, BFF. Nobody had that thought. All right. Make a stealth check. Oh, 21. All right. So you sure you want to do this?
Of course.
Okay. On
Mondo,
21
sure.
stealth, this place is packed. There are hundreds more people than would be typical. You kind of know, like, you were born and raised here, so you know every individual, every citizen of this space station, right? And so that also means you recognize every new face. Some of them have been televised, most of them not. You imagine most are here for the concert, but some are like security. And it was pretty easy to kind of slip into the crowd. And you go into this section that's kind of like a janitorial looking closet. And that's where the ventilation system is. On a 21 stealth check, you're kind of risking it all for a concert right now, yet somehow that thrill has given you an edge, and you're cautious and you're silent, and like all your senses are like extra right now, and you kind of effortlessly crawl your way towards the show. And I will be right back in like 1 minute.
Okay.
Did you guys follow our conversation?
Yeah.
I was a little lost, and then I figured it out.
Also reminded me of like Lloyd in space.
We didn't say Zetus Lopetus at one time.
All right, I'm back. I was muted for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you sent me
I
a
don't know about
message
your
that was
stream.
applicable to what I was saying. That's why. And then somebody said, "I
hilarious.
thought you muted." Yeah. All right. Sorry. So we left off. You're up in the vents. Let's pause on what you're doing right now. Like, are you recording? Are you just enjoying? What are you doing? Like, right now, you do have, like, you can see kind of an empty stage, and there's lots of, like, neon kind of lights going on. There are smoke machines. There's a little bit of magic going on. What are you doing?
I'm annoyed minor. I don't hear any music.
Not yet, yeah.
What's going on?
You do see, like, there are
Where's Cosmic
instruments,
Flush?
but yeah, it is a
I
little
have to get
odd.
closer to the stage.
Okay. So as you're doing that, we're going to pause on you, and instead we're going to extend to the club itself. All right. Or actually the entrance to this club, because around you, meteor showers kind of whiz by on full display through these windowed walls that reach out into wild space, right? And music is beginning to blare inside the club through speakers, but not from someone performing. Just music through speakers right now. Pink smoke erupts from these machines, and it transforms into, it looks like dragons kind of sailing over tables with people who were like having drinks. And there's this screech, right, out at the audience before returning to just dust and magic. And so most everyone is delighted by these displays. And a lot of them are inebriated, but they're pumped and they're hyped and they're ready for what's going on. Yet, for one security officer, they've been spending maybe too much time thinking about dragons as it was. So, Cubed, what is your character's name? And what kind of security outfit might you be wearing? What do you look like? What is your current mood?
So, Bo V. That's my name, yeah. And I've had plenty of time to consider, well, the dragon motif. There's so many things about these animations that remind me of something very important, and I seem to be lost in thought. However, for now, I am currently in a very unassuming security outfit, black, all black with blue trim, very elegant looking buttons. But I wear my hair long, as blue as my hair is. It's still very long, very flowing, very beautiful. And I look around the bar, tavern, event, very aware, watching, waiting, somewhat contemplative. My like aqua blue eyes are just looking around, keeping tabs on everything and everyone while still getting lost in thought.
So, as you're kind of contemplating on these different factors and the smoke's kind of like coming out of the doors even, and for whatever reason they really like making dragons out of all the special effects, right? There approaches a strange man in a trench coat, and he has purple hair and a thick red mustache that's very humongous on his face, and he just says, "Well, hello there, young man. I just need to scooch on by you real quick." I'm just trying to like ease past you into the entrance to the club.
I will step in front of him, kind of hold my hand up, maybe just a little bit, not to like touch him, but just I'm security here. Sir,
He
do
go ahead.
do they need like badges or anything to get in? Do I have like a
Probably
list?
identification, make sure they don't have weapons, that kind of stuff. I mean, you're kind of a bouncer here, right? A little bit, because this is an adult, very adult oriented performance that's going to be happening, and also these are like famous people, so we can't have somebody pull like a laser gun out or something, you know. And there's something weird about this guy. He's a little shorter than normal, has big bright green eyes and really long lashes.
All right. So, without saying a whole lot, I just step in front of him and just say, um, sir, um, do you have your identification to get in?
Well, I identification. I don't know. I don't need no identification. I'm kind of an old man, you see, and my friends are inside, and it is perfectly fine for me to skedaddle. Do a investigation check real quick.
Uh, if my thing lets me, hold on, I gotta. Roll 20 being rude, one sec. Roll 20 is having a bit of a conniption right now.
Why? What'd you do?
It's not letting me open my character sheet.
You should have access. Can you shift double click it? Or maybe refresh.
No, this is odd. It was working like 5 minutes ago. You want to roll an investigation for me while I try and fix this? Suddenly it doesn't want to work.
Yeah, I'll click it. You you have +1.
Oh,
But I have good
oh,
rolls,
wait.
so that's a 16.
I can't find my character sheet.
Oh, wait. I don't. Yeah, because you weren't in the game yet, so I didn't have you tied. Hold on. Edit.
Sorry.
Okay. Save. Alright.
Aha, okay.
Have you
I
up. Oh, actually, you get 2 character sheets.
It was my
nice.
Firefox blocking for some reason.
Weird.
Fixed.
Alright, Goose, you should have 2 character sheets at your disposal there,
Perfect.
because you control both of those. Alright. So I'll use that 16 investigation because that's a good roll. That was a 15 plus 1. This is clearly a teenager trying to sneak in, and you know that this show has nudity and they're like people aren't being carded inside for drinks because you're the person who's kind of blocking that from happening. And like this dude has like this long purple hair and he's covered in a hat, right? But like this giant mustache, it looks like it was taped on. And it's not even the same like color as his hair. It's big red, like a bright red.
All right. Okay, I got this. Sir, if you don't mind, as part of getting in here is a routine mustache inspection. I'm sure you'll be perfectly fine with a minor inspection such as this. We only, wish to have the utmost quality and respectable mustaches for those who have one within these walls. I mean, after all, it is a show, and mustaches can be set on fire uh, accidentally, of course, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, my mustache is really graphic, isn't it? Stellar. But and he pulls out his little zap pad, which you know to be like a tablet, basically, right? And he's swiping, and he goes, "Oh, look at that! My space day credits, and I need to. This is an emergency, and I'll be right back." And then he just runs as fast as he can away from you, like away from the club, like down the hall.
Well, clearly he doesn't have enough faith in his own mustache. Unfortunate.
Could you make
And
a
then I'll
perception check?
Yeah. Perception.
Grace. All right. 10. It's not that great. Yeah, it's really not great. There are a lot of people here, probably more than code should allow. Honestly, the reason I say it's not great is because you got +7. But yeah, there's probably some kind of code that's being violated or broken right now. Because this is packed like sardines, and most are civs, right? But you do spot someone odd looking. It's kind of like this hulking kind of woman with this big-headed robot. This is the biggest head on a robot you've ever seen, likely. Just following her. So Andi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
The Heart of Gold has kind of been acting up lately, like quite often, and it's always been a little unpredictable, right? But at least to your understanding of it. But to be fair, most things about Wild Space kind of feel like that for you. Maybe that's why you leave the thinking up to the people who aren't as great at bashing in skulls, right? Regardless, you do find yourself having docked at some space station like a bazillion miles away from the stars with your crew just an hour ago, right? And now you're kind of getting ready for some kind of concert. You really aren't sure. You're just kind of going with the flow, right? It's crazy to think about, really, because where you're from, the frigid north, it's just so vastly different than everything around you. And as strange as these things have become, even that has somehow become mundane to you. Like, still, it's a bar with music. It can't be that bad, right? However, a depressing tone kind of calls out to you, and it is your companion, Marv. So take a moment to describe the two of you. And what do you look like? How are you feeling? And what does Marv look like? And what is he saying and doing right now? Because we need both these characters. And I'll grab your tokens.
Mhm.
That way I can highlight her. And then her robot friend, who may or may not look familiar to people.
Yeah, I know that face.
That's awesome.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay. So I will describe what they're doing first before I get into their voices. I think Sitar is mostly just looking at the crowd and trying to discern who would be like a strong warrior, and Marv is is in his perpetual existential crisis, I would say, and kind of looks at the crowd and is like, oh, what is the point of all of this? These people just standing here, not knowing that death is going to come for us eventually. What is the need to just stand here with so much noise? And what's with all the dragons? I like the dragons. They look strong. I like that they've chosen this enchantment for the display. I do not understand why you are so upset, Marv. Um, Sitar is like really fucking huge, so she can kind of get a good glance of the crowd and is just looking for an opportunity to find strong warriors and kind of fight them
Do you have any weapons
or
on you?
challenge them. She has her great axe on her by her side on her back, and she
Okay.
has two hand axes strapped to her thighs.
Could
And
you make?
she's in her
Uh-huh.
hmm?
No, go ahead.
Yes. She's in her regular. She's like wearing. She's got her chest taped up, and she's wearing almost minimal clothing because it makes it much easier to maneuver that way. Doesn't really have any armor on either.
Can you do a perception check? Yep.
Yes. Um, uh, just give me a sec. Do I click on like my character sheets? Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah. So if you can open it through the panel to the right, or you can hold
Uh-huh.
shift and double click your character and it'll open. And then when you're looking at your skills, it should be like on the left. There'll be yeah, you got it. Okay, 18 is really good. Okay, so there is a security officer looking right at you, and I'm gonna say your intuitions are telling you that they likely mistrust that giant axe that you are carrying around. So, what do you do about this situation?
Mistrust in what sense?
This is just the inkling that you get, like they don't like that you have a weapon, maybe.
Ah, well, Katara's not really gonna do anything about it. If he wants to come, if he wants to come pick a fight about it, he can.
That's you cubed.
We will deal with that.
As you
So they're
kind of
kind of
like, yeah, she's got a huge, huge axe on her back, like a primitive kind of like weapon.
How huge is it?
and she's trying to like walk in right now. She's just kind of standing there.
Go
Well, like
ahead.
she's 7'2", so the axe would be about at least 5 to 6 feet tall.
And you're trying to
That's what
gain
I mean.
entrance to this club, right? Like you can see kind of past him a little bit, the smoke and stuff coming out, the spectacles. They're kind of between you and getting into the rest of the interior of this place. Kinder Crash should be right back.
Because like Bo doesn't really mind until people try and like pass him, and that's when he steps in. So if they're just kind of outside, he's keeping an eye on you. But if you actually like try to actively walk in, that's when he intervenes. Such as security.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there a reason that Sitar needs to be in this at this concert? Like,
You can't
or
think
should I
of a
think of one?
reason. It's more that
Okay.
so it's not the most important thing in the world, but it's just like you just kind of popped here, right? Like your whole ship,
Mhm.
you're docked outside, and it's one of those things like, well, maybe there's a reason for it, right? And so this was more of an investigative kind of like just you and Marv just being like, all right, what's going on in here, right? And
Okay.
let me change
Okay.
it. And so yeah, so this is just, but there is music, and there's smoke, and there's alcohol, and it's like a celebration going on inside. So it's more of a curiosity.
Alright. Hmm. Okay. I feel like Sitar wouldn't be very motivated to like get in there if there's a lot of resistance. So it's gonna like kick up a huge fuss. She thinks it's not worth her while, but Marv probably is encouraging her to go and get information, and she'd rather like kick up a fuss than have to listen to Marv's nagging. So she's gonna like approach this. How tall is Bowu?
Bo is 5'5". So
She's
so
going
Bo
to
is
approach this.
very pointy ears, like 5'5". Looks real thin.
She's going to approach the scrawny man and try to get in.
And Bo will step in the way. Um, d- Unfortunately, we are not allowing weapons in the facility. Do I know? Is there like a weapon locker storage or something
Yeah,
that we
there
got?
definitely is. You can like point her to like, you can you can like get that put up like a coat check basically. There's a weapon check and it'll have like a little number tied to it, and she can offer you. Oh, does she have any kind of like data pad? Zap pad?
I doubt it, but probably Marvin, considering that she's been traveling with Marvin for a bit, I'm sure Marvin kind
Oh,
of takes care of that stuff.
yeah, 100% he would be able to take care of that. So you know that if she has this robotic assistance here, um you could just like have him go check the weapons, and then they'll have like a number that kind of like corresponds to it so that nobody else can take it unless they steal, I guess.
Well, madam, if you don't mind, weapons are to be stored over in a locker. You'll be given a number, of course. And of course, they will be secured. Just, safety purposes. People coming into a concert, people end up in situations where they're not always in their right minds, and sometimes they have a little too much to drink. I hope you understand.
How secure is it? Who is protecting these weapons?
So Bo will kind of puff out his chest a little bit for, however much that is for somebody that weighs like, what's my weight? Like 80 pounds or something?
Yeah, it wasn't very big.
Yeah, I weigh 80 pounds. I'm 5'5" and 80, so just to give you a
These were rolled stats, so
body index.
Okay, is that all Bo does? Just puffs out his chest?
Yeah, because you're like, who's security around here? And he's just like, me, yeah.
Is it just you, scrawny man?
Well, of course, that's all they need out here.
Alright, if you best me in an arm wrestling match, I shall go and deposit these. I shall trust you to keep my sweet baby safe.
I don't necessarily think that is within the realm of my control. But I would love to
Arm
have an arm
wrestling
wrestling
match is
contest
not
either
in
way.
the realm of your control. Then what do you control if not your arms?
Well, I don't control the rules of this place. I keep it safe.
Why not? You said you were in charge of the security here.
I mean, the security at this particular location, and he points to the door.
Of this particular location. Alright, if you are not in charge, then why are you telling me the rules? Who is in charge? Who do I fight to make sure they're keeping my weapons safe?
So, would I know who would be like head security kind of thing? Or am I technically head of security? I just happen to be at the door.
You are the kind of head of security here, which is yeah, because this you're not really like technically head of security would work for the space station. You are head of kind of like those who they are high. What do you call it when you're outsourced, right? They've outsourced to you. You're kind of handling this. You're getting paid for it really well. You're certain they have security cameras and stuff like that, right? And there are people that you report to, but on the grounds right now, like there's nobody that you would talk to be like, hold on, let me get permission. You're kind of in charge right here.
Oh, well, to better answer your question, and he'll look down at like a pad. It would seem that I have actually been bumped up the list of. Oh, yeah, I guess I am head of security. All right, arm wrestling contest it is.
Good,
Oh,
very good.
and wouldn't you know, there's like a really small table over here with 2 stools conveniently placed across from one another. The perfect place for an arm wrestling competition.
If you don't mind, bringing those tables over here, then we can most certainly have an arm wrestling contest. I'm sure you're strong enough to bring a
Sitar brings
table
it
and some
over.
chairs over.
She has a robot, isn't that what they're for?
Sitar, if anything has to be picked up, Sitar is doing it.
Basically,
So
I'm not leaving the
she
door.
brings over the table. You're wait. You're asking her to go and get the table and chair, right? The table and stools.
Yeah, do a athletics
Brings
check
it.
if you're willing to do this.
Alright.
Now, this would be inside the club, so you're
Alright.
like letting her inside the club to get the table and stools. Is that what you want to do?
She's totally gonna come back with the table and
Oh.
stools.
Oh, I thought it was a table and stool out. So, okay. Where's the door at then?
Well, I haven't really been drawing anything. Kendra did this, and I figured this is the stage that she was drawing, and so I just meant like I guess you're technically. I think you guys would be back a little bit like that. Yeah, there you go. There's the door. You see it? It's got a knob and everything. We'll move it to there.
Gotcha.
All right. So if that's the case, because I figured there might be like a table or like some kind of a sitting arrangement outside the
All right,
area.
fine. Yeah, it's outside. That's fine. Like maybe it was like a waiting area. Ooh, maybe it's placed by like a window so that you can see. There's all sorts of like shooting stars going off in the distance. It's crazy. It's fun. Atypical.
Yeah. So, arm wrestling then?
Yes. Come sit. Let us see whether you are worthy of protecting.
Well, I protect things in a different manner, but I mean, a trial of strength is never, I'll give it a try.
A trial of strength is necessary to see whether you can protect my sweet child.
Your sweet child.
Yes.
Are you trying to bring children into the club?
If you consider the great axe a child who is going to be watching this show, perhaps.
Well, I feel as though I understand more than you might think I do. I'm just gonna guide
Yes.
myself as we sit next to the table.
You should have control of these tokens, right? Yeah. And then I'll just click these and click to the back.
Yeah.
And then that'll. There you go. All right. So.
And I've closed the door behind me, just like kind of put the rope over it, and
we're in a space station in the future. There's comets going off everywhere, and the doors, you might expect them to be like something that like shuts down from the top or something, or it opens in the middle like elevators do. No, this is a good old fashioned. There's a knob, and like you crank it and just click click, and then everybody's kind of like stopped right now because I imagine there's still like a line of some people kind of like here watching this happen. They're like, you hear somebody say, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?" And then there's that kid with the purple hair and the red mustache, and he's like, Ooh, yeah, okay. Anyway,
Sitar is going to offer whether Bo would like Marvin to stand guard so he can focus on the arm wrestling match. If he'd like Marvin to take over his role for a bit,
If you
because
don't
she wants his
mind.
full undivided attention.
Yes, that would be wonderful if you could at least keep an eye on the door for me. I locked it, but, for purposes of, focusing on the task at hand.
Marv just goes like, "Oh, all right. I suppose I have nothing better to do." And then goes and stands by the door,
he's
and
got
then
a
just
brain the size
looks.
of Jupiter, and you're using him to, to block a doorway. All right.
He does not do much anyways. He might as well stand by the door.
All right. If you guys want to do opposed athletics checks, we're gonna say it's 2 out of 3, right? That way it's a little more dramatic.
All
And I
right.
and I'll put my arm on the table, and it's just like the lankiest little arms that you've probably ever seen.
Sitar grips it, and it probably hurts a bit because it, she is not great at controlling her strength. She's like, and she laughs boisterously. She's like, "Haha, let us do this. Let us do this. I am
Yes.
excited. Let's go
Yes.
on a count of 3. 1." She's waiting for you to say 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not great.
Snaps her arm off.
Did you cast guidance on yourself?
Before we sat down.
What did that look
Yeah.
like?
So that was me just kind of like pulling my hair into like not really a ponytail, but just kind of getting it out of my face, and just kind of uttering just kind of a sigh, like, all right, and that was just kind of part of the guidance as a verbal.
All right. So even with that, that makes that an 11 versus an 18. Sitar, you're not even trying at this point, right? This is you giving, even if you don't necessarily know your own strength, I feel like you might be crushing their hand a little bit right now. But for you, it's almost like you're arm wrestling a kid. And so it's just a very slow motion for you to like just bring this, like, you can tell they're straining against you. You haven't pinned them exactly, but you feel like this is going to be no problem whatsoever. If you could do one more contested check. Can Bo
All
like
right.
muster up some last like reserve of strength to kind of like surprise and take back some? Oh, there's no way. All right, let's see how hard you don't break the table.
Oh my god, he not.
Oh.
Oh. Wait,
Should
guidance
I add
too.
the D4 to that?
You can
I
try.
think you need to add
He
the.
got
Oh
it!
my god!
He got it. He got it.
Let's
'Cause I'm
go.
A crit in a skill check doesn't mean auto success. This is a check. So that was 25 against 22, but with your guidance, that is a 26 against the 22. You had to exactly crit. So describe what that
Double
looks like from your perspective as this huge, muscular woman, twice your size, 3 times your body weight, looks like she's totally unimpressed with you. And then what happens?
So I see my hand get real low to the table, and like at that, because right, I've been standing out there, just standing out the front of this door, just kind of staring at people, keeping them from going in. It's kind of been real slow for me for the most part. And you know, as my hand's about to hit the table, I kind of like you see like the sweat furling off of my brow, my eyes start to narrow, kind of looking at you like, hmm. And then I start thinking about like my family and my inner strength and you know who my mother was and like no. I I'm better than this. I can do better. And maybe like a little surge of just you can probably even see it in Bo's eyes, like this determination and motivation that just wasn't there before.
And I would
Just
go as far as to say, as you're looking in those eyes, there's kind of a sparkle of the universe. Like you can almost see galaxies in their orbs. And that's because this is an astral elf. Like they colonize the wild spaces. And I need you to make an Arcana check real quick. Sitar,
Oh no,
please.
I hesitate. All right. Um. Oh, that's a -1.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what? There's nothing magical going on here at all. This shrimp is just stronger than you, and it's surprising. And it's like you have a fear that because there's so much speed and strength coming at you right now, that you're gonna lose. Like you barely like this is you trying as hard as you can. The veins on your bicep are like popping out, and you're like, holy crap, you did not expect this sudden influx of strength, and there's no explanation for it. Would you like to make one last
So
athletics check against you? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. Um. So Tara's like shocked. It's like, wow, scrawny man, you look stronger than you are. She's trying to like gain a little bit of respect for him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh. Oh no way! All right. Describe it.
that was unsuspected.
so just still kind of feeding off of, that motivation, that determination, that inner strength, and maybe some external strength. Um, like just kind of continuing with it. Like she looks at him with like more respect, and he nods, and with a little respectful nod back, like I acknowledge warrior culture, as an entity as I am, and the travels that I've had. I respect that. And as I bring her hand to the table, I pretty much just nod. Hmm. And then I'll even like kind of grip my own hand, like, huh, where'd that come from?
Yeah. Sitar nods back in recognition and then says, "What is your name, strong warrior?"
Bo, head of security at the moment, apparently.
Bo, head of security. You have earned my respect, mm, and even bigger than that, you have earned the right to protect Jade. I trust that you will make sure not even a single scratch is on her, because then we will not just be arm wrestling. And she kind of
Well,
like
so Bo,
gets a little
get up.
menacing.
Well, I can't guarantee a single scratch, but I'll do my best.
She kind of
Sometimes,
Get over
narrows
it.
her eyes at her, but like
Mm,
at him, but lets it go
no.
because she now respects
My
him and
life goes
thinks that
on.
if he's stronger than her, then he's bound to like take good care of the axe. And she, yeah, I guess hands it off to Marvin and lets him go and check it in.
I mean, if you prefer, I can hold on to it personally.
Oh, that would be even better. Yes, please hold on to Jade. Personally, I will come back and take her personally once we are done with, what is it? Collecting information. Oh, yes, information.
Hmm,
And
She hands Jade to Bo.
So this thing is like what, twice my size? That's 5'5".
Hmm. The whole head taller than you, yeah, probably.
Perfect. It makes me look an even more menacing security guard now.
and I would say as like you're standing up, you're going to here, you notice there's a little cabinet here. Looks to be made of wood, not metal. and it just says weapons on a piece of like scotch tape with a marker that's been written on top of the tape, and it just says weapons cabinet. And so you kind of see this is not top-notch security, so it probably is better that he actually has your weapon. But now you're allowed to go inside.
Alright, I go inside. And Marvin follows.
And this table up here is empty. These, I imagine, would be packed. There's people like dancing all around here. People are at this kind of like, there's a bar in the back. This is where they're like getting alcohol and stuff. I can just click these and press 2 back. Yeah, and that'll work. And if you ever don't like line up, like if Kendra drew circles in a weird spot, you can hold Alt on your keyboard, and then when you drag your token, they can go off grid. That way you can line them up. Or that's what I like to do anyway. So, how are you feeling after this? There's definitely music is a lot louder in here. There's lots of like strobe lights kind of going on, and like again, you see like there's all sorts of animals and stars like made of like smoke and kind of like holograms, and they start battling each other. And it's very perfumey. It's not like choking you. It's very misty, almost like a coconut kind of scent a little bit. Are you looking to get any food or drink? And like, are you embarrassed by what just happened, or are you more like, wow, I just got to know, I underestimated security. It turns out they do value this strength, right? What's going through your head?
Sitar is mostly thinking about finding Bo later on and challenging him to a proper fight. Because
Nice.
now she is excited. Once someone has earned her respect, she either wishes to fight and keep fighting until she bests them, or make them her companion. So.
Okay.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
there's definitely this
I
guy
guess
in a trench coat with like purple hair and a red mustache, and he's holding a tray, and he says, "Can I get you anything to eat?"
Sitar looks at him and says, "What is there to eat?"
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Kendra, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Before we can even answer this question, your saving throw should be in a box above your skills. It'll be a little smaller. It'll be to the left of your hit points on your character sheet. And you want to just click the word dexterity, and it'll have everything already laid out for you.
Oh no, that's not good.
It is not good. Kendra, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just busy drawing. Sorry.
Oh, I need you to make a
Dexterity
dexterity saving throw.
saving.
Please. Oh, 15. All right, so that's higher than hers. So suddenly the ceiling just collapses right above you, Sitar. And you are immediately pinned. This happens so quickly you don't manage to get out of the way. You are kind of tackled and pinned by this vent, and you see not just somebody who's young looking, but somebody who's a lot smaller than a security guard. You're looking at somebody about like 3'10", 4 foot. This is one of the diminutive kind of races, right? Kendra, what do you do as you and the ventilation system have just collapsed onto this woman and you are literally pinning her down? Hold on.
Ah, this is viral extreme. Whoops. You're not Cosmic Blush.
Who is Cosmic Blush?
Oh, they're just
Where did they come from?
They're this
Thumbelina.
Cetus Lapidus, you don't know who Cosmic Blush is? They're the most like lunarious band out there in the solar system. Like how can you not know who they are? You must be Clear Miner.
What is a clear miner? What are you talking about? And Sitar just like looks at Marvin and asks Marvin, is this collecting information? And then Can Sitar get up, or is she like really pinned by this?
You can
Like,
do an athletics check with a difficulty of 15. Actually, no, I'm gonna say it's a 17 until she gets off of you.
okay, right. Martin just goes like, yeah, I guess this counts as information. Martin probably doesn't really need to know about this stuff. I'm assuming he knows who. What was the name again?
Cosmic Blush.
Cosmic Blish. Alright.
Oh, he could probably access databanks. Do a Arcana check. Actually, let me see what his thing is. I think this would be something he would be able to, as a character, be able to deal with. So I'm gonna edit his sheet, and I'm gonna give him 18 intelligence. All right. Do you have access to his sheet? Can you roll off of it? You should be able to.
I think so, yeah.
So if you just click the intelligence, it'll light up. It's got an 18 underneath it. And this will be
Mhm.
him kind of like giving you information on this. Grimple dancing in the club. All right, that's an 11. That's terrible. The only thing that every time he tries to like search for information on Cosmic Blush, he's getting blocked by a vulgarity filter.
What?
This is not
Okay.
safe for work material.
Oh, alright. Then Marvin goes like, basically, he goes like, yeah, ask her more questions. Like, I don't know. I can't access Cosmic Blush. So, get more information from her. And what did you want me to roll? An opposed athletics or strength?
Athletics. Athletics will take your strength into account. So you could do strength saving throw or athletics, but I think they're gonna be about the same. Let me look.
It'll be the same thing.
Yeah, either one. You click either one. You're able to kind of lift this off of you momentarily because you are pinned like to the ground. Your chair's been like rolled over to the side and away from you, and she's still kind of like, just imagine this metal ventilation cube on top of you. It's really heavy, and then she's on the inside of it, kind of peering through the ledge at you, still having this conversation while basically, you know, on top of you. So you can't drag yourself out just yet. You can kind of lift it off a couple inches. You know, it would be a lot easier if she would just get off of you.
Obviously,
So
I'm gonna.
that okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't think she would be sitting there. That's like where the evidence is. So she's obviously gonna get up, crawl out of the vent and like under the table and be like, shit. Vega Omega, like even your robot doesn't know who Cosmic Blush is? How's that even possible?
It's very possible. Marvin has other things he worries about, like the meaning of life.
I mean, he looks like he knows like megabytes of information.
I don't know how much information he is biting. Marvin, are you biting a lot of information? And Marvin just kind of like sighs and rolls his eyes and doesn't engage further. He's kind of had it with Sitar up until this point. He's like done. He wants a timeout.
Taya, I need you to roll a perception check.
I feel very awkward that I picked the name Taya. It's my niece's best friend's name.
My name is also my niece's best friend's name, weirdly enough.
On a 10 perception, you don't notice until it's too late, but there is a broad-shouldered man with kind of an orange hue to his skin who walks in, his face looking as if he's been sucking on lemons, right? He has these squinty gray eyes that are staring at you as he approaches. He's got pursed lips that quickly tighten into this very thin, straight line as he scratches at what seems to be some kind of skin flakes shedding from his neck, right? Like imagine you got like third-degree burns and it's very thick flakes, and so every time he scratches, the flakes just kind of fall to the ground. And he says, "Soul in my office now."
Oh no, my parents are totally gonna go nuclear.
And that's the last thing that's said in this scene as the camera pulls away uh, from this image of a grown man fuming and screaming and spitting is what is clearly a teenage girl who is in a predicament, right? And we zoom out past the window, beyond the shower of meteors, through the stars, back into the silvery astral sea, and then further still. And I gotta change all this music. Give me 1 second. Goose and Lucas, are you there?
No.
Hello.
If I do this, will I delete everybody's characters?
I mean, yeah, you can do that.
I didn't make the rest.
So, a not so long time ago, in a wild space far, far away, an order exists seeking to restore peace and wisdom to the astral sea and all galaxies and all cosmos. And this is non-copyright for people who are worried. Members of this organization, these Astral Sea Sentinels of Insight, or ASI, as they're more commonly known as, are mediators and philosophers. See if you can drag your token back on. Investigators, diplomats, and when need be, enforcers. They're knights of their order. So, wielding sabers of pure radiant energy and capable of psionic and telekinetic abilities, these two Asai in particular sail this mega city called Fishbonia, trying to capture a set of devil-like twin Goliaths, these huge giant people, who have just attempted to explode the Embassy Cafe in hopes of destroying Vice Chieftain Maximilian Voldemort. You see, not long ago, a planet was discovered, fractured, and entirely destroyed into a cloud of floating wild space debris. Scholars have been attempting to identify the strange magical signals that have been detected before the planet's demise in hopes of stopping whatever threat, whether it be natural or by design, from reoccurring. While these signals are being further researched, the Asai Grimple Forestkin and his protege, Asai Keldre, close in on their targets.
Is this just did we supposed to move map or something, or we just theater
No,
of the mind?
it's still it's all theater of the mind. We're just gonna go back to drawing. I'm just gonna move them and then hide them, and then you guys, I will ka-chow. There. All right. So, oh wait, let me move you kind of like down here, and then we'll delete this door, and then people can feel free to draw the scenarios as they're happening. That's fun. So, Kel, you and Grimple are currently chasing a Space Tesla McLaren 3000 as it zooms 269 miles per hour through the city. You're driving, Grimple is riding shotgun. You've temporarily borrowed the only vehicle that had been nearby, which is called a Space Hubie Prius. As Grimple's feet don't reach the pedals, Kel, you're the one who has to navigate this. So I need you to make a check using your space vehicle proficiency.
Oh, okay. Perfect. And where's that?
Kind of the bottom left of your front page. You'll see a tools and proficiency. You have like thieves tools, tinker's tools. Go all the way down to the vehicle's space.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I'm
attribute?
going to let you decide what attribute you think would be applicable, because you could use your intuitions, which could be wisdom. You could use your reflexes, which is dexterity. You could even argue for intelligence and being like more of a calculating trajectory and velocity kind of thing, right?
All right. Yeah, I'll go intelligence and take the calculated approach here.
Okay, on a 12, traffic here is nuts. Everything's going fast, yet even in this clunker with a trail of smoke coming out of your exhaust, you're trying to handle it as if it were a much more capable vehicle, because a 12's not great considering you had +6. Um, it is not a capable vehicle. There is no way you're going to catch up to these guys. Do you have any ideas, the two of you?
I was just gonna.
Sir, why did we have to grab this one?
Kel, it was the only thing around, mate. What the hell did you think we were gonna do? Just walk and catch this guy? Come on, put the pedal to the floor.
It's going almost through the floor, sir. Shit.
Thought I freaking told you
what
10
if
years
you-
ago
what if
for a
you-
good reason. This is what I get for this, huh?
What if you pull someone else over? Something faster? Maybe something that's gonna pass us here soon?
I mean, kind of a tiny guy, but yeah, we can try.
All right, Kel, I need you to make a perception check. Not Kel, sorry, Grimple. I want to say Keenan. And this is going to be with
Perception?
disadvantage because he is doing a terrible job of driving right now.
No whammies. Oh,
Oh, even with disadvantage, that's a 19. All right. One of the Goliaths you can see kind of ahead of you, they eject themselves from their vehicle. Now imagine that even though this has wheels, you are flying. Like, think Back to the Future in the future kind of stuff, or Fifth Element. Yeah, that, and it's just a busy. there
yeah.
are
That's what I
thousands
was
of
gonna
cars out
ask
here.
you. Where they're like following in perfect order, so it's like they're on roads, but just flying over on top of each other.
Yeah, it's
Right,
kind of like that.
okay.
It's like everybody just knows the pathway. There's probably like floating
Yeah.
like neon signs and holograms that are like, don't go past this kind of thing. And they, I believe they would probably veer off. They don't care about those signs, right? And, well, no, because maybe you can hide better in traffic. There are thousands of cars here. So they are definitely trying to lose you. But on a 19 perception check, you can follow them expertly. One of them hits their ejection and they fly out of the car that they're in and they land on top of a space semi truck. And you see, on this planet, all vehicles begin with the word space. So whatever it is, it's just a space, this. The twin Goliath is still driving and he's taking off in a completely different direction. And the one that made the leap seems to be kind of scanning the area around them. So what do you guys do? Because now you're going to have two different targets going two different directions. One's on top of a moving semi. The other one is still in their vehicle, which was a Space Tesla McLaren 3000, I believe.
I think we go after the one in the main vehicle. He must have the stuff.
Why are we chasing these people? I forgot why we're chasing them.
Oh, I will scroll back up. You are
Come
in
on,
the
sir,
mega
you already
city
forgot?
Yeah.
You're in the mega city of Fishbonia, and you're trying to capture these two twin Goliaths who have just attempted to explode the embassy
To rob.
cafe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They were trying to kill Vice
Okay.
Chieftain Maximilian Voldemort.
My apologies. I was talking to Jenny at the same time.
Honestly, I think we should just get whatever one. I mean, I don't think they'll give up his brother, but one is better than none. And one's on top of a slow truck, and one's in a Space McLaren 3000, so...
We were in a Space McLaren 3000.
No, we're in a Space Prius.
You're in the Hubie Prius, Space Hubie Prius.
All right, well, after that one then.
You can just imagine I'm not sitting in my seat. I have to stand up just to see over
Yeah.
the dashboard as well.
Yeah, I would say your character is about the size of. You remember Gremlins? That's
you
what
didn't-
we're looking
you
at.
I'll link our pictures. So
Oh
we
yeah,
can see.
here. This is the Asai mentor right here. He's about the size of Gizmo. And then here's Kel. And I don't think it's come up yet, but if it does, there's a robot snake that sometimes Kel has on.
Yay.
That also has a name.
I actually love the
That's a
artwork
really
for
cool-
that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
You can't really see it in that picture, but its tail is a cord with a plug on the end.
So are you going after the one that's speeding off, or are you going after the one that's on top of the semi?
I think sounds like the slow one. The one that seemingly we could catch.
You can
Let's go
definitely
after the
catch
one we
that
could
because
probably catch.
it's just like a normal dude driving this thing, right? And they've got like headphones on and they're singing to themselves, but you can't hear it because the windows are up. They're completely oblivious to what's going on top of the roof of the back of the truck. There's no check needed to keep up with that one. But what is your plan? What do you want to do?
I bet do some Fast and the Furious shit right away.
Mm-hmm.
And your Hubie Prius?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
It's got an exhaust kit though, right? And a spoiler.
Upgraded seats and everything.
All right, sir.
And
I'm
fire
gonna
on
pull
the
up right
side.
beside him. We're gonna do the thing again.
Oh yeah, let's do the thing again, mate. Hold the car still, and I'll do my best.
And I get ready to propel from the window on top of to the other truck.
Kendrick, could you draw the other truck?
Why do I have to draw the other truck? This is my scene.
Anybody can do it. Okay. All right.
sorry.
I
Go
need you to make an
Cartwheels now.
acrobatics check. Oh, easily. You easily jump on top of this other truck that is much larger than what the map is showing.
You know those cool like
You know-
side flips they do in Star Wars? I
Yeah.
did one of those out of the window on top of it. And I pull out my sunblade to show him. And I say,
Mate, you better stop now, or else you're gonna be in a lot more trouble than you could be.
This guy is 8 feet tall. And then he also pulls out a sunblade, and it is a deep crimson red. And he just says, "Yeah, you and what army?" And I need
I
both
don't
of you
need
to
an
roll
army.
initiative, and then we're gonna change the music too, because it's no longer.
Let's go.
11.16. Yes.
Wait, what?
I love how my I have a 3.16 bonus, so it's always gonna be something random.
All right, sorry, I gotta get my character sheet here. Initiative. Oh, mine should be 3.14 for pi, right?
Yeah, I was gonna be pretty upset. I was gonna say mine technically never ends, so do I will just win every initiative if it was 3.1.
All right, sorry, I had to come back. Make sure when you click initiative, you got to click your token,
Oh yeah, shit, that's my bad. I should.
and then click the initiative on your sheet, and then Google. I think yeah.
Did I do it the wrong way?
It's got it. Oh, I forgot they added in a
Definitely.
thing on Roll20 where if you accidentally forget to click your character, it just guesses which character you're playing with. The cool music
Okay.
started before I even got to do any narration.
Replay it. I'm all for it.
I
Oh, it's on
definitely didn't
repeat.
expect to have to use all my moves so quickly, so I'm gonna definitely need a few seconds here. I don't. Do you know?
Yeah. Well, it's Goose who starts it off anyway.
Yeah.
All right, you have an option here. You could just jump out of this thing, right? But that might also endanger people around you, right? Because there are cars below you and above you and to the side. And what is your plan here?
How big is this truck next to me versus the size of the vehicle that we're in?
I'd say it's 3 times the size of you.
Could I easily land this on top of this?
Maybe
not easily, but is it possible?
Yeah. Do a perception check real quick.
How far apart would you say is Grimple versus this 8-foot tall behemoth?
Oh, they are 10 feet away from each other. Like, you can kind of see a little bit of the, like here, it's about 15 feet wide, and then, what is this, like,
It's a
32
perception,
feet
right?
long? Yeah, perception. All right, 16. Ooh, interesting. So this is you trying to line up the ability to be like, can I park this little Hubie on top of this space semi, right? And because they're right here, which means you could probably get it in the back without crushing anybody, and then you could jump out. It's going to be hard to do it because you're moving so fast, and like it's going to be a lot of. But with this perception, let me see what I've done.
We're not moving fast at all.
Accidentally went to the wrong thing.
I want to throw this out just to see what Lucas thinks. Should I try and hit this person with the car and knock them off, or at least knock them down,
I would,
or smush
so
them?
The person driving it?
No, the person that we're about to fight that's on top.
Oh, try to knock them off and then try to. I see what you mean.
I could try and
It's
land
possible,
on them.
but then I'd have to roll as well, so it's risky. But one thing I would say is, well, honestly, you should try your best to slow this guy down, and maybe we can get him to pull over. I don't think he's noticed anything yet.
So on this 16 perception check, as you're contemplating the ideas, could you try to veer this guy off the road? You could try to communicate with him. You could try to land. It's gonna be really hard to land, but it's definitely doable. The other car, the Tesla, is coming right back at you. It goes a lot faster than you can, but it's not aiming at you. It kind of like, it looks like it's almost gonna crash into the semi, but it pulls away probably 30 or 40 feet above it, and it crashes into a food truck that has pictures of hot dogs on the side. Cubed, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
My manwich. I am not good with dexterity though.
Okay, so on a 2 dexterity saving throw, you are definitely falling to your death as cars are zooming in and out. And on that 16 perception, you see this little blue-haired, very short, kind of fragile astral elf falling to their death because of what this other twin Goliath has done. You have a decision to make. You could try to save them, or you could focus on the fight.
Oh shit, sir! I'll be right back.
You know what to do.
And I'm gonna go try and catch this blue-haired figure. I'm assuming that is our vehicle enclosed, or are we in some sort of convertible potentially?
Well, it could potentially be convertible. Is that what you want it to be? Or at least, what if there's a button you can press and then the roof just folds into itself?
I tell you what, even if there isn't a button, I know it's futuristic. Maybe recklessly in this moment, adrenaline's pumping. I'm gonna grab my dark saber and basically cut all of the pillars on the roof around me, and the top of the car is just gonna kind of catch air and just fly off kind of behind us, just making it a convertible on the fly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this definitely isn't fancy enough to be a convertible. So you just, with your saber, it cuts through and the roof flings off. You're still going to have to do probably a dexterity saving throw to grab him, or a vehicle roll again to try to like steer underneath him to catch him.
I want to do the vehicle roll again.
I'm falling to my death. Why are people cutting roofs off a car?
Don't worry, I got you.
You still have like
specific, mate.
manwich in your mouth as you're falling to your death, and you see the
Save
roof
some of
the
that
car cut
sandwich.
off. Oh yeah, definitely. All right,
We're
now you
gonna
have a
need
new
it.
passenger. Cubed, what's your reaction here? You land perfect with a 25. This is the most comfortable landing you've ever had. You land exactly in the seat next to him. It's very soft, well worn, got a little stuffing coming out of it. You are unharmed.
Without even looking, you just
I'm
hear,
looking at
"Hi,
this sandwich.
I'm Kel. Nice to meet you. I got a job to do." And he's just continuing to steer back toward Grimple.
Bo is looking at his sandwich like, did somebody put something in my manwich? Like, what the?
Grimple, what do you do?
All right, so I'm reading through my moves here and trying to see how much key do I have?
Let me see. I should have it on there.
Yeah, I was
5.
just wondering where
It's underneath the
5.
short rest above your feet. So you'll see it's got like a little counter, that way you can tick it down. So you
Oh,
start with
okay,
5.
cool. Sorry, thank you. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is,
And you notice, like, the idea, you expect that he was either going to keep parallel to the semi, right? Or even do something crazy. right? Because you know his personality. You guys are like brothers at this point. You can read him. You're like, he totally wants to flick this guy with the car, like off, right? But he just suddenly pulls away, and then you see his saber go through the roof of the car, and it's like, what is he doing? Cuts it off, it flings behind them, and then you see him do some weird kind of turns, and like he just catches somebody in midair that was falling. But it's hard to concentrate on what he's doing over here because this guy is definitely trying to kill you. Yeah, and he's got two sabers to your one. One's really short, one's really long.
So first thing I'm gonna do is actually pull out my. Hold on, I'm just making sure that I'm doing this properly. Pull out my two-handed light sword, and then I'm going to cast dedicated weapon. That's not an.
Oh no, this is just.
That okay? So that's just there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I want to cast Stunning Strike.
When you hit another creature with a melee weapon, you can spend a key point to attempt to stun strike them. Yeah. So the reason I have a two-handed and a one-handed version, it's still the same weapon. This is just how you want to use it. Because sometimes people might want to, like you have force push, but you have to have like an open hand to do that. And so you would only be able to do one-handed attacks. Stunning Strike is a martial attack, so you can do it with a two-handed weapon.
Cool.
So just swing with your light sword 2H. It's in the middle of your attacks and spellcasting.
Because I'm able to use this as like a what's it called? Distance weapon, right? Isn't there one of those that I can do that with? Kensai weapon.
That just lets you use, like if you have like a longbow or something, you can use it as a monk weapon.
Okay. So I just roll with my light sword?
Yeah, this would be you charging in, going almost 300 miles an hour over here. Ooh, with a terrible swing.
Wait. I have... Where is it? Fuck, there's so many moves. Bam! When you miss an attack roll, you can spend 1 to 3 key points to increase your attack roll by 2 of each of these key points.
How many do you want to use?
That's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. I thought I could just use it to re-roll. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I can attack twice anyway, so I am going to... Extra attack. Will that still have the effect of the stunning strike, or no?
Yeah, you didn't use the stun. You have to connect with the attack before you spin your key on the stun.
Oh my god! How do I roll
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And you need to get a 10. All right. So
there I can roll apparently.
This guy's got both his sabers out, right? Yours. What color is your sword, by the way? What color do you want it to be?
Green.
So you guys can barely see from where you're at. This creature is so tiny, it's hard to keep up when you're at a distance like this, but you definitely see that green glow and you're like, oh shit, it's going down. Flings himself up into the air. Both these strikes get parried. This guy is it's serious business for him, right? Let me look at this little looky there. That's what he looks like, right? Because I just googled what if Darth Maul was a barbarian. And into an AI generator. And as he deflects both of your attacks, the semi, I guess he's drawn attention to something, probably the falling hot dog truck. And as it kind of like veers to the left, he kind of crouches down and keeps his feet. And you are almost thrown off. But with the dexterity save of 21, this is you basically like grabbing the edge like it's Super Smash Brothers, and then just instantly doing like some like front flips, kind of tuck and roll acrobatics to land back on the roof again. You still have movement if you want, but I mean you're kind of stuck here.
Yeah. I'm just gonna chill. This music's sick.
And it's non-copyright. I tested it last night because it's somebody else made it. All right. So this is gonna be. He's gonna use this one-handed. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wouldn't it suck if you got killed before you could do anything? All right, so a 24
really
is definitely gonna hit. This is. So you're gonna take 6 slashing damage from the first hit, You parry the second one as he's just kind of doing a real quick, just like you had 2 attacks. He's got 2 attacks with his sword, but then he pulls out the small lightsaber. It's almost like a dagger, and he uses it in his offhand, and he crits for 9 damage.
Like the bread knife version of the lightsaber.
Yeah. like you're really being defensive here. He just got really good rolls, except for the second one. Goose, you can see that he's kind of losing the lightsaber battle over here. He's not the most the toughest person, your master. He is a small woodland creature, but he's very fast and dexterous and smart and wise. But this guy is hulking. This guy's 8 feet tall. It is your turn. What do you want to do?
All right, so I'm gonna, as we're kind of coming toward them, gonna finally look over at this blue-haired figure and just be like, "Hey, so how do you feel about a new spacecraft? I'm gonna need you to grab the wheel real quick."
But what? He's probably got like some breadcrumbs like on his mouth, and like at this point, since he fell, he's probably got like some tomato stuck in his hair. What?
I'm hoping you can fly, man. And he's gonna step up onto the seat. He's gonna put one foot as we're getting close. Hopefully we're getting close enough to potentially jump across to the top over here and intervene.
Okay, make an acrobatics check. And then, Cubed, wait. Cubed first, I need you to make... Do you have a vehicle proficiency? I don't imagine you do.
Nope.
You are somebody who just takes public transport.
Oh, wait a
typically.
minute.
Unless...
Do I
Oh,
get
you
that?
do! No, you do, because
I
it
think I
comes
do,
from
yeah.
Wild Spacer. Oh, you're lucky.
Let's go.
Alright.
That could have been real bad.
Alright, use your wisdom for that, because this is your experience with high levels of traffic.
So is it like a wisdom's?
No, click the vehicle space on your tools.
Oh, okay, I see it.
And then it'll ask you, well, what skill do you want to use with this? And then just pick wisdom.
Did you say acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics, and the DC is going to be based on what Cubed can do with his driving.
So before I take the wheel, I take one more bite of my manwich before I like look at it and throw it in the back seat. And that'll be my guidance, just in case.
Okay. Oh, what's your guidance give you? Because that is a 12. You have +7, and you got a 12. You're so lucky. The DC was 15. All right, that's so you see this guy driving with like one hand because he was still like eating the sandwich, right? And then he throws it into the back seat, and it is very wobbly. But you are a very what's the words I'm looking for? You're very athletic, very acrobatic. You have these telekinetic, psionic kind of abilities. You know you can like double backflip out of this thing, but it's not gonna be very effective if this guy crashes before you can do it. So I need you to make an acrobatics check. As it's a little wobbly at first, but then he kind of straightens himself and he pulls you. Ooh. Make a dexterity saving throw, and you need to get a 10 or higher.
And that's just click on Dex and...
Oh,
Can I reach out to grab his hand?
you need to make a dexterity saving throw, then Grimple.
What do I
Because
have
that
to
is a
grab?
natural
What do I have to
one. This is
hit? I know.
him-
What do I have to hit?
I think all you need is a
Better be 19. That's fine then.
So you watch and you can see as Kel like flings himself out of this car, and you're like, yeah, there he is, that's my boy, and then just immediately falls back to space like he didn't clear the jump, and then his hand reaches for the ledge of the top of this semi, right? And then it misses, and then your furry paw just reflexively, you bend down and somehow you grab him and you swing him back up to you. Goose, it's still your turn.
Hey, be a little bit more careful next time, huh?
Whew, doing real well, huh? Are we, sir?
It could be worse.
Hey, how's it going, big guy? Sorry. It's
He
gonna
just
have to be your dude
spits
now.
in front of you.
And it goes off in the distance because they're going like a million miles an hour.
It catches on his cheek as he tries to spit, and then it just like drips off of it in a way, like on his own cheek. Yeah, like he's drilling himself, and he says, "Get the Yankee scum."
Ooh.
You shouldn't have said that, mate.
So
I
would I be
think
able
if
to
I'm-
maneuver this truck thing closer to him?
Oh, here, let me.
So many cool moves.
There you go.
Fuck.
Hold on, can I rotate this? Yeah. Wait, no, I didn't get all of them. Let me...
Did I use my bonus action on my turn Q?
No.
I don't think I did.
You were
Yeah, I
you
thought that
prepared
might
your
be-
bonus action for like the key strike, but you didn't land.
Yeah.
There you go. And we'll put this guy kind of like hidden for now until you take him out. Oh, branding smite. Branding smite relies on you to make a melee attack. So this is you burning a spell slot to have extra radiant damage. You can envision that how you want, even if it's a more precise strike with your blade, or if it somehow like enlarges, gets bigger, but you still have to be able to make the attack. Which would
Can I roll like an investigation or anything and see if there's any sort of like weak points in armor or anything?
Not on this turn,
Any
because you
perception?
did do a bunch of acrobatics jumping out of a car
Fair
to
enough.
kind of get on the roof.
All right. Then I'm going to make a swing.
Oh, all right. 20's definitely gonna hit. So in the chat, click the word light sword, and that'll roll your damage, and then you'll add that 8 radiant damage on top of it from your spell slot.
Okay. So 11, 19.
This guy raises his little it's almost like a parrying sword, right? It's just a smaller version of a lightsaber, right? And he tries to like just block this attack, but you can see somehow yours is just glowing a lot brighter. It's more radiant, and it burns into his shoulder as he's still like trying to contest the swing, you know what I mean? But you're just kind of overpowering to the point where you can smell his skin singeing as it starts burning off of his shoulder. And it's a really good hit.
Nice hit.
I think that's it for your turn.
Yep. Taught you well.
Grimple, what are you doing?
Well, dead or alive, mate. I'm gonna go and use me. And I'm gonna try to trip his toesies. I'm gonna trip him.
As a bonus action, you can try to telekinetically shove a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. When you do, they have to succeed strength saving throw or be pushed
Or
back
just shove
5
him off.
feet.
Oh, 5 feet only? Can I... he's right in the middle. Fuck. Can we make this truck a little bit smaller?
No.
I'm kidding.
Let me get right on that, sir.
Shrink the truck.
Okay, well, can I... So it's just a shove, and there's no possible way for him to fall over from a shove, huh?
You can still shove him back 5 feet.
Yeah, but then I have to go towards him. But that's my bonus action. That's a waste. I've got cooler bonus actions somewhere. Alright, I'm going
What
to...
if I say if you crit on it, you can do 10 feet?
Would that make him fall
Oh,
off?
you
If I
can't
crit?
but no, he would have to crit fail because it's his roll
Yeah.
against your proficiency.
Yeah. Nah, it's okay. I'm going to...
Still, you could push him to the edge of this thing and maybe somebody could ram a car into it or something. I don't know.
I know, but I don't want to waste my bonus action because my bonus actions are fire. There's just so many moves. Okay, I'm going to just use my Sunblade and give him the old 1-2. So I'm just gonna... That's my light sword, one hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Or you can do 2-hand if you want.
Nah. Because I have an idea.
Oh, okay. 17 hits.
Cool. So I'll roll that damage. 5 damage. Cool. But then I'm gonna also use this. Wait, can I still do my 2 attacks and the flurry of blows?
Yeah, flurry of blows. Because anytime you make an attack as a monk, right, with you can use your bonus action to do an unarmed attack. So that'd be like kicking or headbutting, like doing that kind of stuff, right, with your body. And so flurry of blows lets you double the amount of unarmed attacks you get as a bonus. So this is you hitting with a light sword, and then you get 2 unarmed attacks.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
So you can see he's
Sorry, I
having
forgot
trouble.
my other attack.
he's having trouble fighting the both of you. You man, like he's doing. Just imagine doing like jumps and stuff to avoid all these like saber swings. You definitely dig into like his thigh, and then you take this moment, this opportunity to do a little martial arts on him, do some kicks and stuff, and it's like a teddy bear fighting like just a normal sized person almost. And like he just kind of flexes and is just completely unharmed by these maneuvers. But it looks really cool. And
Yeah, it does.
then it's his turn to retaliate, and he's gonna do.
Wait, I didn't do my other attack.
What do you mean?
My
Yeah,
extra
you do
attack.
get an extra attack. Yeah, you're right.
I don't have to use the same weapon, do I? Or
No,
do
I don't think so.
Don't say it. All right, don't fail me now.
Like, it still is the same weapon. This is you, like, doing a one-handed, doing some martial arts, some punches, kicks, and then re-gripping it, right? Choking up on it. And that's gonna hit. Roll for damage.
We take those.
All right, that's good damage. That's good damage. Okay, I'm gonna say this is him, like, almost taking a knee. And, I think since you guys are on moving trucks, he's gonna have to do a dexterity saving throw, because there's no way you're gonna get beat up on top of a moving vehicle and then be perfectly fine.
I know I did a lot on my turn, and but as far as action economy and stuff like that, I'm not sure. Would I have gotten extra attack too?
You would have gotten an extra attack, yeah.
Okay.
Because
I didn't think about
level 5, you get extra attack. So anytime you attack, you just get to attack twice. Yeah.
Okay,
I forgot
so
about
it's
that,
not. I thought it was like action economy, and I was like, I didn't bring it up.
Nah, it just happens. Yeah. Sorry, let's keep it light because you didn't want us to kill it too easily. But now
Correct. Yeah. Well, no, I would have let you if you would have said it.
That's what I mean. I said
I'm
you
pretty
didn't
sure,
bring
if I
it
remember
up
correctly,
because
you were like, and your turn's over.
You could also say part of that action economy
But
was
see,
in a truck.
he did just say he just said the same thing, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I still got my extra attack.
To be fair, we haven't had extra attack in Wild Beyond the Witchlight in like a year. We just now got to like where we can do
That
those.
is true. Yeah, that is very true.
I've never had it on a character, so I didn't even think about it.
So all this does is he just takes a stumble backwards. Force movement doesn't draw opportunity attacks. And he's gonna come for you. And it's gonna be one of these, and one of these. So that's gonna be a 7 that misses. And a 22.
That misses. I'm 23. So
Misses. And then a 21.
Jeez.
that also misses.
So this is 11 radiant damage. You can see as he's definitely not trying to fight both of you at the same time, and he really wants to. Ooh, nah, too late. I already used my action. I was like, we should try to kick you off of this thing. Anyway, actually, Cube's turn. Cube hasn't got to go.
All right. So, how's everybody looking? Like, I just grabbed the wheel and I got saved. I threw my man-witch over to the metal snake. Not really sure what it was because I didn't have time to analyze. It looked like a pet or something. And then I pulled closer to this truck, and I see all this kerfuffle going on. I don't know who's doing what to who or why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know who's the good guy or the bad guy, except for the one guy that saved me, so I'm guessing he's on the good guy side. And I see this like little guy. How beat up does he look?
The little guy, pretty beat up.
All right. So while I'm on this wheel, we're probably like dodging other cars and stuff like that. I am going to make sure I can do this. Yeah. So technically everybody's within 30 and 60 feet of me, so what I'm gonna do is cast a spell called...
Oh,
Yeah,
here, this will help. He has an orange aura. We use auras in our system. So orange means he's close to death. Red means he's almost dying. But the problem is I made the truck orange, so you couldn't see it.
Oh, okay. Yep, now I can see. Okay, now I can see it. So what I'm gonna do is, for the first thing, is I'm going to cast this. And this is like me holding onto the wheel and like dodging and dipping in between cars and stuff. And then being like, oh, that guy's gonna die over there if I don't do something about this. Seems like he's on the good guy side. Maybe if he doesn't die, we can talk this out. And can they even see me from where they are since I'm in this vehicle?
Yeah, it doesn't have a roof.
Okay. So my hair is just like flowing in the wind, and I just kind of look over there and be like, can we could talk this out? How about woo, just barely dodged that pigeon. And there's also
pigeon.
man, is this verbal, right? Yeah, verbal. And then he's like, oh, damn it, just try not to die. And how much is this? 1d4 plus ability modifier. It's not much, but it's something. Why? So d4 plus modifier, so that's... Yeah, I can't click on that to do it.
1d4, and then your modifier is what?
4, so that's at least 5. And then from my domain, I think that adds mass healing words is level 3. It's at least 5. I think it's 7 or 8 because it's based on spell level.
Alright, so you're casting mass healing word. I think you can just click it here, and then you did it at level 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should just roll in the thing for you. Alright, I gotta... Wait, that's not right. 5 plus... when you cast a spell using a slot of 4th level or higher... Oh, so it starts at 3rd level, so it gets no bonus, and you don't have any 4th level spells. So that's 5 healing. Okay. Right?
That's 5. So it's 5, but I'm also a cleric of life, so it is... Creature gains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level.
And that's level 3, so that's plus another 5, so that's 10.
So 2, 4, 6.
Also,
plus
Soul
5,
of Life,
11.
when you regain hit points or you cause another creature to regain hit points, they gain additional hit points equal to your level, if you want to use that. It resets on a short rest.
Sure.
Alright, so then he gains plus 15 health.
I feel bloody fantastic. Thanks, little elf.
Sure, yeah,
You have no idea.
what
this
are you
thing
doing
is.
over there?
Trying to kill this fucking piece of shit.
You're having this conversation, like, in the middle of a lightsaber battle? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope, just keep it steady.
Goose, you're up.
All right. So if I use my bonus action for the Steel Defender, does that happen on my turn, or is it directly after?
He shares a turn with you, so after you're done, then their turn goes.
And my bonus action would be for them to attack. Otherwise, it's just. Am I getting that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to use bonus action. I'm going to save the bonus action to attack with that. And to make sure we are still... All right, I'm going to move. I'm assuming each tile is 5 feet?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to move right here. And is everything, as far as the light sword strike, everything's like boiled into that? I don't have to look at other stuff?
Right.
Perfect.
Unless you have like, you know, like you did a smite earlier to attach to it.
Okay, perfect, yeah. Do one of those.
Roll for damage.
And
What's a 7?
then,
Wait a minute. Why is there a 7 attached? Hold on, I gotta look.
I don't know.
Oh, because it's versatile. All right, I know what it was doing. Just ignore that.
All right.
It's just the first one. I'll fix it. This is because it was a longsword. Longswords have versatile, so the left one is one-handed. The right one is two-handed.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'd be swinging one-handed. And then I will swing again.
And that one's a miss.
All right. Just making sure. Okay, and then for the steel defender here, is this attack on my? How do I actually use this? Just click the name here. Yeah, there it is. I think.
What are you trying to do?
The force empowered rend with the steel defender.
Oh, yeah. So I would move the token up to it. And then 14 definitely hits. So you'll click Force Empowered Rend in the chat to see how much damage it did. These are typically tanks. Most of them are like mechanical bears. Yours just happens to be a small snake.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, alright, hold on. I'm going to do a dexterity saving throw on that guy. Because he's taking force damage on the edge of a moving semi-truck. Alright, no, he's fine. Well, he's less than fine. I'm going to say he's taking a knee right now, and he's still got both his sabers out, but now he's having to fight two people with their own light swords, and now this mechanical snake is doing some kind of like... It's not necessarily like... It's using like psionic damage, I believe. It's doing force damage, so this is kind of like a pulse that's being struck at him, and it's teetering him on the edge of the semi.
All right, and should end my turn then.
Grimple. It's your turn, Grimple.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was me. I was talking to myself.
Oh.
I am basically going to do the same thing I did last time. And
Are you
I'm
sure?
just
Because he's
going
on the
to-
edge. You could just scooch over a little bit.
Yeah, but like here? And try to... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, but then I push him toward... As my bonus action, yeah, we'll try that. I will try that.
What does he have to make?
So what does he have to do? Here, I'll send it again. Increase your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma score by 1 to... Oh, no. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. When you do so, the target must succeed on a strength saving throw DC 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus the ability modifier of the score increased by this feat.
It's probably your wisdom.
So wisdom.
Let me see what your wisdom is. It'll be 8 plus 3, which is 11 plus. So he's got to get a 14. Describe what it looks like as you make this guy just fly off into...
I do a cute little backflip and I say, "You've regretted the day you messed with Grimple, Foreskin, and Kel. Unfortunately, you won't remember this. Peace."
Alright, with
And it
that-
just falls past all the moving cars and then lands on one below and just.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. It's a miracle he didn't get like shredded. All these vehicles are just flying past him, but somehow he lands on like just another roof, probably crashes through it into the back seat, lifeless. You hear a woman scream, and then immediately the camera pulls away and we refocus on something a little more elegant than what's going on
We should-
here.
Last thing I just said, we should probably get out of here.
I picture both of us just kind of looking over the edge, watching all of this, and Kel's gonna put his arm around Grimple and just kind of pull both of us back to where if anyone looks up, they don't see us as he's saying that.
It's like that Looney Tune noise of someone falling. Just.
And then the vehicle I'm in, like, gets clipped by another one, and I disappear off the scene.
Yeah.
Andi, are you still awake?
Yes, I am.
Barely. Okay. So the sounds of waves crash at your feet, the smell of salt arriving from the sea, mixing with tropical climate, and the scent of pineapple. And there are two figures that just spontaneously appeared, accompanied by very loud popping noises and a bolt of red lightning for some reason that turns the sand into glass kind of at your feet. Covered in felt, these two individuals with glassy, unmoving eyes, they grin with frozen expressions. Their Muppet hands are attached to little tiny rods and strings that assist in granting the illusion of movement. So, Sitar, could you explain what you might look like if you were a Muppet on a tropical beach?
If I was a Muppet on a tropical beach, what would I look like?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Probably in even. I'd like to look like Muppet, I suppose. Maybe with like a pina colada. I would have a pina colada and her Muppet hand. Relaxing.
And then to the side of you, of course, is Marv, who's also no longer metal. He's made of felt as well, right? And his eyes seem to just be buttons, right? And as soon as the hand inside of you that forces your mouth to open to speak, uh, uh, as it begins to kind of work and maneuver you, everything returns to the way that it's supposed to be. There's no felt, there are no rods, there are no strings attached, no hand working your mouth, and instead you are yourself again, a half-orc woman standing on a beach alongside a big-headed robot companion who looks absolutely miserable about everything that's been going on. Please make an Arcana check, please.
Why did we get to a beach?
The stupid ship has been going haywire lately, and now you're only you're on some random planet at some random point in wild space, and you don't even have a way of contacting your crew anymore. Somehow you and Marv have just poofed here. Typically the ship goes with you, and you're used to like the ship transforming into things and you kind of transforming, but this is definitely a malfunction, but you didn't roll high enough to understand it thoroughly. The sun is bright and the weather is hot and humid enough to send a trickle of sweat down your back just in time for like a small breeze to feel a little welcoming. As you look up, there are gray storm clouds that are approaching, but they are not here yet. This land is kind of like ripe with vegetation, and it would make for a decent vacation spot. So, what is your plan of action here? You kind of don't know where you're at. What are you trying to do?
Hmm. What's like around me? Can I like roll a perception check or something and figure out what's there around me?
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kendra, are you there?
Here, Major.
You are being surrounded by 3 skeletons right now. Give me a second. And you know that this is what they call monsters on this plane, on Stardew. And a lot of these are kind of intelligent. So let me just kind of put that there, and then you here, and then token. And you hear him just saying, "Where is she? Where's the slime? We got business with her."
Ugh, you guys are fully shivering me out.
They seem to be like holding their own bones as weapons menacingly, encircling you. And with that 17 perception check, you definitely see them and they don't see you.
Do I see Thea? Do I see Bush?
You see her being surrounded by these skeletal figures.
I'm gonna think that it's the person I remember. Hmm, that is chaotic good, so I'll probably go and help her out. Do I get like a surprise round on the skeleton or something?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm gonna figure out how that works. I roll with advantage because I get a surprise on them.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my attack? Did I get my axe back from him?
Oh yeah, that was like something that happened in the past. I should explain that. That was just a past adventure. That was probably
Okay.
7 months ago from today.
Okay. Cool. Let's do this.
You're just gonna attack him?
Yeah.
That's what her character
Let's
would
go.
do. These skeletons are trying to negotiate. They're like, "Where's the slime?" And then this woman
Listen,
who
I'm
just
not trying to say you guys are hideous Major, but you're totally inking me out right now.
we don't even know what that means. And then all of a sudden, click the word great axe in your
Yeah, I did.
no in the chat. Clicking on your sheet gives you
In the
the
chat.
The
accuracy
word's
roll.
purple.
Yeah,
Purple, yeah.
Okay.
terrible. All right.
Oh
Wow.
no.
So your axe digs in to this skeleton, and he's still got like clothes and stuff on, like not even armor, right? And his head just spins around, and he says, "Do you mind? We're trying to interrogate this person."
Why are you interrogating? And then Siddhar looks at Thea, like does like a longer look at her and is like, "Hey, isn't this cosmic blush? What are you doing here?"
Quick question. Have I seen these skeletons before?
Yeah, they're locals. They live in the caves. They're pretty jealous of Ginny's character, who's one of your closer friends that you've made, because it used to be that monsters and humans hated each other, and ever since she like inherited that farm, and then it became like a staple for the economy, and it really bolstered everyone. She's kind of become like a folk hero, a town hero, right? And so these guys are pretty much just jealous because they call her a humi lover, right? Somebody who loves humans. And
do
yeah.
they
Fucking
frequently do
mudbloods.
me, or is this the first time?
You don't really spend time talking to them. These are like, imagine people from a bad neighborhood, right? Like you've seen them in passing, you know they're intelligent. but this is the first time they've like had the gall to like. Apparently, they want to go attack Jenny's character. They're looking for, and they're trying to get answers out of you.
Okay. Cosmic Blush?
Yeah,
Oh.
Cosmic Blush Girl. What are you doing here?
You recognize me?
You fell on top of me, and you were surprisingly heavy for a tiny person.
Wow, that's viral extreme to say about me.
You were pinning me to the floor. Not a lot of people can pin me to the floor.
Emotional damage.
Sweat minor. You're okay though, right? I didn't hurt you.
I'm alright.
Yeah, no, these guys, they're just, I don't know, they're like sub-dwarves, you know, like, they're just jealous of my friend. It's really just, it's sweat minor. They just really need to ice out, you know?
Do we have any ice?
I mean, I could probably get some, but yeah, no, they're just like totally jealous of my friend, you know?
Ah, I see. They are petty. Petty bones.
Listen, guys, I don't know where she is right now, but this was a lovely little interface. I'll talk to you later. I'm just gonna try to walk away from them.
Check. And we're gonna say difficult 14.
God
That's
damn.
an 8.
Oh,
That
no.
is an 8. So as you're
Somebody
like
give me
trying to
some
walk
inspiration.
away, nobody has inspiration yet. This guy who's like your axe was still kind of like into his back and his skull was like spun around. He definitely pulls himself out of your axe and he reaches forward like he's going to try to stop her, like by grabbing her. But that also presents you with an opportunity attack if you want to make it. But if you do, we're all gonna roll initiative.
Yeah, we should totally rock it.
Sitar takes that to mean that Thea wants to like disengage, in which case Sitar's gonna try and intimidate them instead.
Okay.
She's gonna look at them and be like, I believe little girl said she wants to go and she's done with this conversation.
Roll an intimidation.
And then
check. Yeah, go ahead. Ooh, okay, continue.
And then, like, she said, my axe might have just gotten stuck in your bones last time, but I promise it will not be just something you can undo yourself from if you press Cosmic Blush any further.
Oh, my name's Taya, by the way.
You can tell, like, even though they don't have facial expressions, the bones are actually quivering right now. And he takes a step back. And let's roll a d20 plus 1.
Vega Omega, you're like totally intimidating major.
I have been told that. I think maybe it's the hair. Very long hair seems to scare people.
So this one's scared of you. This one's scared of you. This one kind of in the back also seems to be very wary. They're not attacking. And he looks up at you and he says, well, how come a monster like you's on one of their sides?
What side are you talking about? I do not know. Where is the side? Where are we? What side is this?
The Humies. The dwarves.
What is the Humie? Where are we?
It's very antimatter of you guys to be putting us on sides.
Well, that's just the way of the world. We're monsters, and he points at you, Sitar.
I'm a monster.
Well, look at you. Look at us.
And
We're
then,
like the same thing.
and then Sitar looks at Marvin, and then Marv goes like, I guess technically by standards you would be a monster. You are half orc. And then Sitar looks back at them. But I'm also half human.
You guys just need to ice out. It's all, stellar here.
Fine, we're going back to the
Yes,
cave.
go and sit in some ice.
And it starts to rain at about this moment, but it's very light. And the three of them, if you're not doing anything else, they do begin to walk away, very disgruntled.
Hello,
But
finest.
they don't want to mess with her, though. All right.
Okay, Sitar is not really going to be bothered with a bunch of bones.
Wow, that was really lunarious of you.
You speak strange, little girl.
I mean, you speak weird minor yourself.
Fair enough. Where are we? We just kind of appeared here, and we are unsure of what is going on.
Oh, yeah, this is Stardew, and I'm just gonna flutter my little wings that you didn't see last time, by the way.
Ah,
But whether or not
she
you know,
has
you remembered that,
equipment.
I don't know.
No, I don't think we got a lot of time to interact last time. I don't think she noticed any wings. Sitar's just like looking at Thea flying around like a curious dog,
Walking
and
around
asked Marvin.
and fluttering them. I'm not necessarily flying right now.
Okay. You look like you're flying with the way you're moving things around. So,
I just wanted to move around.
what is Stardew?
Oh, yeah, we have like a really stellar farm here.
So we are on a farm. Sitar looks at Marvin and expects to be praised for collecting information, and Marv just goes like, okay, great, we're on a farming planet, and tries to see whether he gets any information about the Stardew planet. Can I roll an intelligence for him?
Yeah, do a history check.
Yeah, a history check for Marvin?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that...
Oh, intelligence, sorry. All right, Marvin can tell you that this is not known intergalactically as Stardew. This is known as the Jovian Moon, and it's interesting that it's a colonized moon that has like islands and oceans and stuff, but it's not classified as a planet because it itself rotates around a planet, right? Which is a little different than how things typically go, right? So this is actually just an inhabitable moon, whereas the planet that it orbits, right, itself is full of like poison gases and nobody like lives there. So this is the Jovian moon, and he tells you they do not have the ability to travel intergalactically. They don't have space travel yet, and it is a crime to even introduce that level of technology, including himself, to these peoples. This would be interfering in their evolution and advancements in technology.
All right.
However, the person you're talking to, you're 100% sure that, like, almost a year ago, this is the one who crash landed on top of you in a space station. So, how did she get here then?
Thea caused me blush. Marv tells me that it is illegal here for technology or any kind of traveling in the stars to be known of to this planet. What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's pretty viral extreme here, but you know, you make do, and you know, it's kind of like stellar minor, if you could say that. Here, I'll show you some of our luminous crops. I just recently grew some pretty amazing stuff.
And Sapphire follows her and like briefly wonders whether they should do anything but disguising Marv, perhaps like put like a straw hat on him or something. My god.
That's probably
I
a
don't
good
know where to
idea.
go. There's just random cars here.
Yeah, those aren't there. However, I would say you do remember that the reason you were kind of out in this area before the skeleton stopped you, you wanted to investigate. There was a huge, like for the last 7 days, there have been meteorites and like shooting stars, and like we're talking about like 50 or 60 of them coming across the sky, just landing over and over again, like through the sky. Right, one of them landed on your island, and you were gonna kind of like track that source down because it was enough that you live kind of like out and away from town, right? So you were the only one who kind of noticed and felt it, like even the tremor of the collision. uh and at this point it is raining, and the rain's getting a little heavier. So did you want to go show her farms, or do you want to investigate that fallen star?
It's getting a little inky out here. Do you want to like come inside and I can show you something? Like I can make you some food or something.
Oh, okay, no. Sure. All right. I suppose I'm hungry. Can we find the straw hat for Marvin? I do not wish for him to be taken away for
Yeah. I'll see what
criminal
I
activity. We
have
can
laying
avoid that.
around at the house. Yeah. Shoot, can I send my robots to look for a straw hat?
You don't have a robot.
Don't I have a little robot that can go find me food and water?
Oh, yeah, you have an app on your phone, so yeah, I would say you can do that. Yeah, costs a spell slot. Do you want to
I
use
don't know anything about spell slots.
it? That's the number of spells you're allowed to cast in a day. So let me look.
How many spell slots do I have?
7. So you have 4 level 1s, 3 level 2s. This is gonna cost a level 1 spell slot to use.
I thought this didn't cost me a spell slot. I thought it was a.
Oh, once a day you can use it for free. Yeah, I put an asterisk by it, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, so you get 1 free use of it.
Okay, where is it?
Right there.
Okay, thanks. Can I go find me like some good food for us and something to drink and a straw hat?
So you kind of watch as this is supposed to be a world with low technology. They have landline phones, and like they're barely doing airplanes, right? And she has some really advanced kind of like tech on her, and one of them, it almost looks like a hologram at first, right? But then it solidifies into a very tiny little robot, maybe like 8 inches tall, and it's kind of got like a round dome kind of hat and like a lightning bolt on its chest, like it's made of batteries. And it just skimpers off through the forest. Like it's like she almost like just created this thing or ported it. Something just happened. This would be kind of above your head, technologically speaking, but there's a lot of things that you don't understand.
I would say they need to have a perception to see my little robots. I don't know.
Yeah, I made a roll perception.
No, that's
Dear
up to
robot.
him. I'm just being cheeky.
Yeah, wouldn't Marv notice your robots?
Yeah, that makes
Considering-
sense.
Yeah. Marv kind of like sees your robots and like wonders like, are you not at all concerned about like getting in trouble for like using technology here that you're not supposed to?
Well, it's just one little sin minor. It's sweat minor. It's fine.
Are there like authorities that they have to answer to for crimes showing? Like, do I get to find that out? Is there like an authority there to be worried about them using technology that they're not supposed to be using here?
The closest right now, probably Marv. He might
Marv's the
record it.
authority.
Well, just he would have the ability to report it.
But then he'd be reporting himself.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if nobody notices and you don't impact the culture, then it should be fine.
Okay, does Marv see this star, this shooting star, crashing onto the planet or something?
They're not happening right now.
Okay. Alright. It's just getting more and more intricate. I'm just like, do we need to check that out? Because I think Marv's the only one, so that is not going to bother.
That is something that she wanted to check out because it felt like they fell to the planet, but that's up to Kinder whether she wants to investigate or not.
Oh, I want to investigate? I thought she wanted to investigate.
Oh, yeah, no, it was you. You were that's the reason you found her on the beach. You were on your way to investigate the shooting stars that you found last night. For her, this is her just magically teleporting, becoming a Muppet for 10 seconds, and then being herself again. So this was kind of like along the way you found her.
Did we find a straw hat for Marv?
Yeah, within the span of like 5-10 minutes, this thing comes back and it has a huge straw hat. And you actually can identify this hat. This hat belongs to Poppet. She won it in some kind of egg hunting competition they had.
Oh, wow, that's Poppet's hat. That's stellar. I'm sure she won't mind.
Okay. Marvin puts the hat on and hopes that he can reduce the damage of his presence here.
This hat looks tiny on his massive head.
Oh, of course. When will I ever find a hat that actually fits my head? Nothing ever goes my way.
Alright, we're going to pause here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Grimple and Kel, are you there?
Yep.
Lucas is muted and cubed.
Yo.
Sorry, I was downstairs for like 5+ minutes. I missed a lot.
That's alright. You weren't in that scene anyway. Alright, so we zoom the camera out and over to another section of the island away from the beach. And this is a crash site. Rain has begun to fall, and the Spelljammer transportation vehicle teeters with the wind. You can kind of hear it in the audio if you got that turned up. And it's threatening to collapse and crush the trees that it currently leans against. So just imagine that it's standing vertically instead of horizontally, right? The site looks a little better than it had yesterday. It was very bloody yesterday, which had just happened to... It just happened so fast, right? So there you were, two humble space turnip farmers. That's what your identities are telling people. You are, and then you kind of wave your hand, turnip farmers, right? Who have booked passage along this very same transport ship to the Jovian moon. This is about a year after you did the lightsaber battle, or not? No, I'd say no. This is about 3 months. It's been about 3 months since you did that battle on that planet on Fishbonia, right? Now you're being transported to a Jovian moon. You're looking to trade with the Agriculture Center, or at least that's the story that you've been selling people. What's really going on is that they have detected energy signals that are very similar to that of the exploded planet from 3 months prior, right? And so you are here on an investigative mission. You're trying to find out what those signals are. What do they mean? Is there somebody behind it? Is there something weird going on here? You also know this is a planet that doesn't have, space travel. They don't have high levels of technology. So you're kind of like forbidden from using anything that would influence their culture unless it's just absolutely necessary. You know that the Order would be very mad at you if you did anything to like mess with like their level, technologically speaking, right now. So I need both of you to make perception checks. Just Grimple and Kel.
Ow.
perceiving so many things right now.
Right?
I'm perceiving
Sorry.
more, sir.
I can perceive that you're perceiving things.
I'm perceiving
Oh,
that
why?
you're
There's so much perception going on right now.
Kel, you recall a child spotting your little lightsaber, the hilt of it, before you left. Like you were at a docking station to get on this public transport with your, fake identities and stuff, and your space turnip farmers, right? And they immediately called you an assai. And do you remember what you said to them?
Aside, little one. I found this in a junk heap. It doesn't even work.
No, I know exactly what that is, because assai carry them, and they would never throw it in the junk.
Yeah, but as I lose them all the time, trust me.
Do a persuasion check.
Can I also say, move along, child? He told you he wasn't an assai.
Yeah, do an intimidation check.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't have good.
So Kel
Let's go up the persuasion.
Kel kind of waves his hand in front of the child as he's saying this.
and they look completely hypnotized, and then Grimple is trying to like back you up, and he's like move along, and then he has like a hiccup in the middle of it, and it's very baby-like. It's like hic, kind of like,
Yeah,
and it just
the kids are just imagining me as like an actual teddy bear.
And the kid definitely walks away looking a little. He's just like, he's like, oh, he found it in the junk, and then I need to get out of here. Just kind of like mumbling to himself, right? Anyways, the two of you were on were on this ship with 13 passengers and 8 crew members along this transport, and it was only a 2-day trip. Yet midway, a body literally bumped against the windshield. Normally, it would have been splattered, considering the high speed Spelljammers typically sail at. Yet this one was fortunate. Some dead elven woman. Except, well, see, it's a very rare thing to randomly
Put
find.
the windshield wipers on. Put the wipers on.
Wow. It's a very rare thing to randomly find a floating corpse in wild space. Space is so astronomically huge that it's like finding a needle in a haystack, or even more difficult, right? Yet here, one was. Like, this never ever happens. So, of course, the captain, he does exactly that. He puts the wipers on, and this pushes... he slows down the ship, and they decide to pull this body in. So I need both of you to make a medicine check.
Where's that?
15.
There it is.
All right, so Kill, you're the one who notices. You're kind of like all the passengers, even the crew. They're all kind of like the ship is stopped. Everybody wants to know what is this thing. They pull it in, and it's got like blue hair as if it's been frozen. And as you kind of like lean down to look at this astral elf, trying to analyze what might have killed this thing, right? You realize that she's, or rather he, is breathing. Bo, your eyes flicker, adjusting to the light in the room, and above you are two vaguely familiar silhouettes that kind of slowly turn into people as your eyes focus. It's Kel and Grimple. I'm not sure if you ever even got their names. How long have you been floating in space? You have no idea.
Kel,
But
poke at it. Poke at
Groggy,
it, mate.
what is the first thing you say to them as they're like, poke it?
I guess I would recognize them.
Kel did say his name before he jumped out of the car, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
Oh, I literally said, you'll never forget the day that you met Grimple and Kel, to the guy that we pushed off the thing. So,
Perfect.
I don't know if you
So-
heard that. But
I like slowly reach my hand up, like I'm probably like on my back, and be like, "The day the most beautiful sandwich was ruined forever."
What the hell is this thing on about? Sandwich?
Come on, which?
Wait. Was this?
This is what?
Kel's gonna kind of bump, just kind of back of his hand bump Grimples in the chest. Do you remember when we did the thing? It was the last time we did the thing.
Oh, you mean with the ugly one on the highway?
Yeah, yep. And you remember the other ugly one that I happened to save?
Oh, the small elf kid, yeah. Oh, the small elf kid. What the?
You got to be kidding me, right?
This is kind of fucked up. What are the chances of that other than 1 in 15 billion to the power of 3?
To the power of 3.16, I believe.
Good point, good point. Got me again, Ned. Got me
Also,
again,
this
kid.
was a body that was floating in space where there's no air. Like, yeah. They should be
Also,
alive.
they were floating in space where there's no air.
That is such a weird thought. Hey, hey, kid. What's your name?
It's Bo.
You were just floating around space. I mean, you got an explanation to do, I would say.
Well, of course.
What happened to that nice space vehicle I gave you?
Well, don't you remember?
And then we'll pause it right there. A crash of thunder brings you back to the present. This ship that the three of you had been riding on last night, it's crashed into the planet. You barely survived. There were a handful of survivors. There's a woman and her young son. Both of them are Thrycreen and incapable of speaking common language. And of course, there's the captain of the ship, who's a hobgoblin with an overbite and red hair. And he just says, I ain't never been shot out of the sky a day in my life, and nobody wants to kill no civ ship. And I know one of you lot is to blame, and thereby one of you owes me a ship.
Is that to us?
Yeah, and so you never really got an explanation for what happened to Bo. All you remember is, as you were like trying to orbit this planet, another ship started shooting ballistas at you, and then it basically, I mean, sank your ship. Like it was broken in half. It crashed into the planet.
Battleship.
That's where you're at right now. This is the aftermath. It's pouring down rain right now. This ship is like on the verge of like finally tipping over and just it's kind of like leaning in the wind right now. You tried to like probably bury people and do first aid and like what kind of preparations would you have made for these people?
Oh, I was gonna just have a conversation with the guy, but
Well, we'll do the conversation after we kind of like what did you do to survive your right after the crash? I would guess.
yeah, I would assume as assis we would respect the dead and do our best to bury them and maybe do some really janky crosses and such. And
It's just if either of us are familiar with their cultures of what the traditions would be, I think we would try and probably respect that and do that to the best of our abilities with what we have.
And this is like the morning after, right? And there's still again there's two Thrycreen, which are like they look like praying mantis people. It's a woman and her son, and then you have this this hobgoblin who's just now like came up to the three of you, and he's like basically accusing you of getting his ship like shot down. Like there's no reason in his mind that like a transport ship should be able to like why would they target them randomly?
I offered to fly it for you, man. You just wouldn't listen.
Nobody flies my shit but me.
You're right about that, especially now.
Well, you owe,
Gotta be
you owe
honest,
me a
mate.
ship.
Doesn't even seem like you can fly the ship because we didn't last that long.
Well, I'm not supposed to be dodging the ballistas.
Now, who's to say what started that or stopped that?
Yeah, I'm saying you three started it. One of you, or especially you, and they point at you. Cubed.
What?
Bo.
Me?
Let's
I
not get point fingers.
would never.
Just some dead guy
Oh.
floating in space, huh? That's all you are, just some dead guy floating in space. And then I bring you into our ship, and I was like, oh, we better bury this fella right here. And then 10 hours later, we're going down in flames.
Oh, what are
Suspicious.
your last memories before you ended up in space?
Well, first I would like to address this wild accusation about me and mine. Well, I mean, the same could be said. You had food, you had dinner last night, right? So if you're drawing parallels to that extent, then you may as well just blame your ship going down and you eating food. It's a coincidence or situation. You don't. Why us of all people? There's other people who are on the ship. For all we know, you could have had something on the ship that somebody who shouldn't be transporting. Clearly, I had nothing on me.
Sitar and Taya and Marv, as you've kind of been like going through the beach, then through the forest, and kind of walking together, and Taya's been kind of explaining the planet a little bit. Sitar's probably still a little disoriented. Marv's still super depressed, right? You do come across what you all three would recognize as a Spelljammer. Spelljammer is basically what they call a spaceship, right? So this is intergalactical transdimensional ship that has been ripped in half, pieces of it scattered everywhere. There's blood, there's lots of burial sites, and you see just kind of these three individuals kind of talking to a hobgoblin with like red fur, or not red fur, red hair, bugbears and fur.
Would we perceive them coming behind us because how much
perception checks.
perceiving was going on?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta do other
Well,
ones.
well, you did. Well, that was persuasion. Yeah, that's a different.
No, perception. Me and Kel did. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was inside the ship. This is like the next day.
Oh fuck!
Nope, you don't notice at all. Kel, you notice. Unless they want to try to do a stealth check to try to beat a 22, but that's only
Go
if you're
for it.
intentionally being stealthy.
I guess I've never seen them here before.
I
I could
have
totally be
No, you
no
wouldn't.
intention of being stealthy.
Okay, so yes, stealth check then.
Sitar says like bow, and then says, "Great warrior, you too are here on this strange planet."
Oh,
Bold
who the hell is that?
Kel's gonna say loudly enough for everyone around to hear. All right, man. What do we got to do? You said we're your prisoners. What do you want us to do to the captain? That's basically blaming them for the crashed ship.
I never
Could
said
take
nothing
my
about
pants off.
prisoners. No, I just want my ship.
Help! He's asking me to take my pants off. I'm kidding. That was none of that was actually said.
Taya, you might have to press refresh or shift double click your character token.
Oh, it's a good thing y'all are here. This guy
There you go. There he is.
trying to blame us for this wreckage here. We're just me and my
This
uncle
guy's
are
alright,
just
so-
we're just turnip farmers.
Uncle.
What?
Uncle,
This is-
what the
Y'all,
mate,
y'all
what
ain't
the-
turn
I'm
up
on-
farmers.
Uncle.
This is look. We're not allowed to talk to them. Look at her.
I'll-
She ain't. And then he kind of looks at your robot, and then he looks at Taya, and he's like,
Did he look at me? I'm being stealthy.
You didn't. Oh,
"Yeah, but you
well,
didn't beat a
Kel
22."
saw you.
So Kel
Yeah.
immediately.
Well, that was just
spotted
for
you.
me.
Boo. Okay.
Well, when you
fine.
address them, I imagine they would. Oh, okay.
Well, there's
know, he's
Sitar and a
fine,
robot
that's
there
him.
as well.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just
I mean,
I was working very hard to be stealthy.
Super stealth.
Yeah, well,
I
Sitar
had a
like
brief-
immediately opened her mouth, and she was very loud.
Listen, I had to refresh my page.
Either way, you lost the stealth roll, so even if you're trying to be stealthy, Kel saw you at least. So why don't you do a roll for the other guy?
It's all good. Oh wow.
This guy's
what
eyes
happened
light
here?
up when he sees you, and he's like, little girl, where's your mom and dad at? We need a space. We need a Spelljammer to replace the
Why
ones they
so-
broke." And he points at. like, the
You're
three.
really inking me out here, and this whole situation is like fully shivering me out. Like, what is this? Why is there so much blood?
Why are you so excited to see you as well? Who is that?
I don't know. Look at her. And he's pointing like the gadgets and stuff. I don't know what she's saying necessarily, but there ain't supposed to be no ships that can get you off planet here. There's no kind of tech, but she's got tech head to toe. There's a robot over there. That means they have a ship somewhere.
What?
And then we can go to
No.
insurance claims, get your
I'm a
information.
fairy. That's clearly a little moving scarecrow with that straw hat.
Or deception.
That is the wildest lie I've ever hid in my life.
Deception check. You might believe her with disadvantage.
If that was in character, Kel's just gonna whisper.
Is that what I'm doing?
Deception, yeah. What's Kel
Kel's gonna
whispering?
whisper to Grimple. Just be like,
Oh my god.
We just met this lady. She's already lying to us. That's not a good sign.
She also
A really bad lie too, apparently.
She kind of looks like a young
think
woman,
so.
maybe a teenager, but she's also pretty short compared to most teenagers. She's a diminutive race. Like
I don't judge by height.
you would be able to just from wisdom, I think you would know what a kinder is. So whereas
Yeah,
this
that's
guy
all.
is treating her like
I'm
a
a
kid.
fairy.
Yeah.
I'm a fairy major.
That's also a lie. You just lied to us right then. You're not. I know you are.
You need to ice out. I'm totally a fairy.
I don't like you already lying to us. We just met each other.
He squints his eyes and he's like, "There's no way you're fairy."
I'm just a little fairy mending my flowers and my plants.
be careful.
It's
If this
a
guy
sweat
finds out who
miner.
you really are, you might end up like these other prisoners here, and he's gonna point to all the burial sites and stuff.
I'm gonna whisper into Kelsey. Are we trying to blame
Everybody's
this
a
guy for
prisoner
everything with
here.
I'm not giving this guy a ship. Are you kidding?
Mom goes like, that's right, everybody's a prisoner here of
This
their
place
own
is-
minds.
This place is just completely viral extreme. I don't think
Alright.
anybody would ever really want to be here.
Does anyone understand what that one's saying? Honestly, I'm completely so confused.
So
Of course I understand what she's saying. She's saying words, clearly words.
Listen, you guys just aren't as stellar as my rads.
Right.
I've never
Right.
heard
Anyway.
of
Marvin does
today.
understand but doesn't bother explaining what she's saying.
He's like,
Wait,
this
should I
is a
give-
dialect specifically from Space Station 23 that orbits blah blah blah. Like he's like, this is slang that only they use in the entire galaxy.
Here, I'll give Andy the slang
how-
chart so
How
Marvin
old
can know.
is Grimple Foreskin?
Grimple Foreskin is rumored to be 1,000 years old.
That's
Nobody
why I was
actually
gonna make
knows.
I was gonna make a joke about how, but then I forgot how old I was.
Be however old you want. You're like a mysterious race. Nobody even knows what you are.
So will someone shake their booster loose and tell me what happened here? What's with all these shit pieces and blood?
Well, that used to be my Spelljammer there, and we were attacked up in the orbit in wild space. Only after I noticed these two assi over here and that dead man who's not dead after all. And it's
The
it's
greatest warrior.
Excuse me, sir, but we never mentioned we were SI, and that's quite the assumption for you to make.
everybody knows
I
an
said
assi
turnip farmers, and
carries.
this guy's just making stuff up.
Yeah, we're terraformers.
There
We
is a
farm
chance
turnip.
that this guy's delirious because he's like that dead man walking over there, you know. So
We just, he clearly hit his head. We just got into an accident. We're
Who
not
killed
SI,
the
though.
greatest warrior? Why is he a dead man? Great warrior, you found someone greater than yourself?
Well, I mean, when you're stuck out in wild space on your own, you seem dead, but I'm not very dead. You know, being outside of a ship didn't exactly kill me. They just thought it was me being dead.
Hey, who's they, mate? I already asked you. What's the last thing you remembered?
And Bo just points to the guy accusing him of being dead. Well, I mean, clearly he has the answer to everybody's situation here. You might not ask him.
The dead guy?
No, the captain. I mean, he seems to claim he knows exactly what happened. He seems to claim that it's us that did something that caused his ship to crash. Why not ask him for the answers? He seems to know
Captain
everything.
knows why we are here.
This.
Captain, tell us, why are we on this planet?
You're all on this planet because we got shot out of the sky. We crashed. I don't know who you are. And look, I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna go forage for food. This is, and he points to like, it's basically like a yellow tarp with holes in it, held up by sticks. He's like, don't mess with my tent. I'll be back.
This is a pancake major. Do we want to talk to them more about why they're here? I mean, I have food back home.
I'm gonna kick his tent over.
You could definitely. You could almost do it accidentally. As soon as you walk to do it, it just kind of collapses on its own. Like you didn't even have to. This guy clearly doesn't know anything about like, survival mechanisms, right? For Taya, you know, like you could bring them into the village because they would probably see most of them as monsters, but there have been monster village communications lately, and there's a peace treaty. They would get stares, but nothing too bad, except for maybe Marv, because Marv's a robot, but he does have a hat on.
I'm the most adorable little thing in the world. They think I'm a monster?
Anything that's not a human dwarf or an elf or like a halfling would be like a monster.
I don't know.
Should I perhaps take them to a bar?
That'd be a great idea. I would love that.
Okay.
Boy, you guys got something to drink around here.
Listen, you
I
guys
certainly need a
will be
drink.
safe, Major, if you come this way. We kind of
What'd
have
she
a
say?
little treaty going on.
What the hell is she talking about? Is it a bar or not?
She's
Yes,
saying
but
that
minor.
we'll be safe if we follow her.
Shake your booster loose. This way.
All right, I'm gonna change maps. So
What do you think, Kel?
everybody should have a page change happening right now, and then
It's
you
black.
should be right here.
Found it. Bottom right corner.
You can position yourselves at whatever table you want. This is
It's
kind
a
of
real
flashing
map.
forward a little bit so that we can get to the good stuff. It's a real map with lighting and everything. I didn't think the homebrew made up stuff was gonna last that long. Sorry. And we
I'm
didn't
just
even
gonna
get to
sit
do
in the
duties.
middle of this table.
What are you gonna do about Marv? Is Marv coming inside? Is he staying outside?
Boy, what's up with that
Is
robot
someone
anyway?
What's up with like what's up
Okay,
with
guys.
you?
You got a retro fire? That's totally not a robot.
I don't. Seems. Alright, never mind. Leave him outside.
Just zen out. It's gonna be okay. Sweat minor.
Dead.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to keep Marvin out.
Listen, my rounds are
You don't have to. You
stellar.
don't
Nothing
have
to worry about. I mean,
I was just.
Marvin's gonna come in. We'll deal with what the consequences.
So as your group kind of like, you get a brief little tour of the coastal community, and you can see you're right next to like local fishing boats. There were 3 that were sharing the harbor with trade vessels from far and wide. And according to like town conversations, as this would be, it's a very, very small like fishing village basically. And she's taking you to this tavern, right? And according to the little kind of gossip you hear along the way, it seems that everybody's been talking about this this series of falling stars that has been lighting up the evening sky for the past several nights. And almost on cue, as you look up, now you see even more falling stars just kind of happening, and it's really cute. Some say these celestial events are omens of impending disaster. Wait, did I change my? Yeah, let me change the music. Sorry. Impending disaster. Others believe they are a precursor to the gods descending from the heavens to walk the land. Imagine that. Some sort of god falling to the planet. That's crazy. Still, no one knows for sure what's going on. And it is about midday when all of you kind of reach what they call the Star Drop Saloon. What would you like to do? There are a series of people. There's a woman with a bandana at this the bar right here. There's a dude with long black hair and a beard kind of here. You kind of get a peek through a kitchen window at somebody cooking in the back, and then there's a woman behind the counter.
We were typing some stuff in chat there, but
beer. Okay. Beer is just gonna be 4 copper pieces. Actually, no, two copper pieces for beer, 4 for the farmer's lunch. If anybody wants lunch.
Did you see the size equation though?
I think that makes sense for Grimple. Sitar.
I think Sitar has to put it a little bit more than 2 copper.
Fucking Marv's. This is gonna be out of like context. Marv's just head opens like the lid of a mug. Fill the entire dome up.
Yep.
What if there is
That's
like a drinking
that's what they do every
competition?
time they go drinking.
Oh,
What if there's like a drinking competition where like you know how like they have like eating competitions and if you can't finish it you have to pay for it?
Oh, hold on. We can hold on. Let's RP. We can challenge these people.
Also, Kill, I need you to make a survival check, and this is your
This could
ability
be
to
an-
make a fake mustache out of him.
It could be like
Terrible.
a bar trick where the tiniest people
Oh
just
no.
can drink it.
I didn't-
know this.
Kel didn't realize he was using woodworking tools to
Oh.
try and make this mustache. He was like, oh shit, those are the wrong ones. Oh well. And he's just gonna kind of try and stick it onto Marv's face.
Oh wow, that's hideous
And-
major. Let me try. I don't know if I can do any better.
She's quite fucking rude, isn't she? It's weird that we haven't even exchanged names whatsoever.
Unless
either.
you have a disguise kit or something. I figure you don't. Okay. 13's all right. Yeah, you spruced it up to make it look a little more. I mean, it's still a giant robot or a small robot with a giant head and a tiny straw hat, and now like this hempen rope kind of glued to his face in the shape of a mustache. What would
Oh, I'm
Marv
Taya,
say
by
to
the
pass
way.
himself off? By the way.
Taya the fairy.
Her name's Kin. Grimple
Where's Marva?
Forest
That's the
Skin.
question.
When Marv comes in and he's got this fake mustache and this straw hat, what might he say to kind of pass himself off as a local? Or if he would at all.
I'm just like a really shiny farmer. Don't look at the metal on my body. Look at this mustache. Clearly very farmer like.
Oh, it seems pretty specific there.
The woman at the bar here, she turns around and she kind of squints at Marv and she says, "Huh, that's one hell of a mustache you got there, fella."
Thank you.
She said,
It's-
what
it's
did
the
y'all say
highlight
your
of my
names
day."
were? I heard somebody was buying drinks. Is that right? Somebody said they're buying drinks for everybody in the bar. Just pointing around.
Here's the deal. I'll buy you all drinks if you can beat me in a competition. But if I win, then you buy us all drinks.
Yeah, all right, that's a deal. What kind of competition did you have in mind? And she pulls out like a small sack of coins.
I pull out a really large sack of coins.
By the way, my name is Lane.
Yeah.
Elena.
Okay. They
Siddharth
should put
Raven,
that-
title pending.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
here's
oddly
Gramps.
enough, I never
and,
got any of your names.
This here's Gramps, and I'm Carl.
Yeah, but you can call me Kin Grimple Forest Skin. Anyway, moving on.
This
More
is Marv,
names.
sad robot. Sad farmer. I mean,
Said,
Wow, for a second there, it sounded like you said something almost, like a farmer. That's what you must have said, right? And then all the other patrons are kind of like weirded out by everybody in your group, basically, right? And this
I
dude,
wonder why.
he's like, monsters is getting just weirder and weirder every day.
you in, mate?
And he looks at you and he's like, You're kind of interrupting a story I was telling.
I don't care. You trying to drink against
Well,
me
this
or
was
what?
a glory moment major. I haven't seen this many new faces in forever.
Is this child allowed? Are you allowed to drink?
Oh no, I'll just
Hey,
have um a mineral H2O.
One water for the little one.
Yeah, she definitely gets some water. She's taking everybody's orders, any drinks that you want, any food, it's coming out.
Alright, drinking competition. Whoever downs the beer first wins. Me and you two. And whoever
Since
else
the
wants to
sitar
stand
is
up to
odd,
the
yeah.
thing here.
Do you want to stand in the? You don't want to move your token and sit somewhere?
You
Am
can
I
alt
not?
it. Hit alt.
Yeah, if you
Exactly.
hold alt, you can move in between like the boxes and stuff, so you don't have to be like directly on the.
Marvin's
So
gonna sit.
whoever,
I'm gonna sit right here.
essentially, I'm just trying to get people to join in this drinking competition that can.
This guy's staying out of it, but she is definitely down for it. Do a Constitution saving throw.
Is that for the drinking?
Yeah. Oh God. So Sitar and Grimple, this is the easiest you've had. This is pretty light compared to what's actually out there in wild space. But for whatever reason, maybe she's already had a few. This woman, immediately her cheeks blow out and she spews just a little bit, not vomit, but just like she was chugging. Maybe she got choked up on it and just and it's all over her mouth. She goes, "Ugh, all right, it's too much. I'm out. And she slides her money. Her
You're
eyes are
supposed
squinted.
to drink.
Look, I don't chug, all right? I just thought it would be fun. I don't know. It went down the wrong tube. You ever try to breathe and drink at the same time? And then this guy's like, well, y'all was interrupting the story I was telling to Elena there. Anyway, there's just some kind of golden thorn burst right out of the ground. And it punched a hole right through the roof of the bakery. And it must be divine punishment for the bad pies and the steep prices, right? And then he's like gonna try to like punch your shoulder, Sitar.
I
So
told
I just
you
kind
so,
of looks
man.
at
This guy
him
right
and
there.
like just stares at him for a second and wonders whether she should even pay it any attention or if she should say something, and she decides to just continue drinking instead.
Everybody make perception checks.
She's gotten
You can continue. I'm just asking for those.
she's just kind of gotten less combative around Marvin. Perception.
Oh, I'm perceiving so many things
Sitar,
right
you
now.
don't perceive anything.
I was perceiving absolutely nothing.
Everybody else, Kel, Gripple, Bo, Taya, all very perceptive. There is thunder crashing outside, which makes sense. It was storming. But a few seconds later, the windows flash red. This is red lightning, which doesn't exist on this planet. Taya, you would especially know that. But somehow there's this red bolt of lightning going down outside.
What the
And
heck
lots
is happening outside? A class 5 solar flare?
That doesn't look
Not
too
dessert.
good to me.
Can Marv know what's happening? Can I roll for Marv?
Kel,
That's
what are
where
you
I
thinking?
get
You would
most
have to
of the
ask.
information from.
I think you would need to ask him, and maybe he could like do like a little kind of collect his thoughts on
Okay.
it with the Arcana check.
Beep boop beep. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop.
And he makes beep boop noises as he
Alright,
does.
so
He's calculating. Everyone knows for what's
Just do
like, beep boop
intelligence.
noises
That's
on
what
the
Arcana
computer.
would be based on.
okay. So Tara looks to Marv and is like, is something happening outside Marv?
Apparently,
Oh,
you should know.
Actually, he does have knowledge that there have been reports of field of like red electricity, and as soon as he tries to like get the sentence out, the earth begins to shake violently beneath your feet. You hear the dull roar of a distant eruption, and this dude with the beard and several others just start. They open the door. and then just start running outside. Just imagine there's other NPCs here, right? And Elena's eyes are
Kel-
widened. Good, good.
I was gonna say, would Kel be able to like stop that dude, stand in front of him, and be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what's going on out there, Mister?"
Yeah.
Also, as as all this is happening, would Grimple be able to maybe roll a history check to see if he's ever come across or heard or viewed anything such as this?
Oh, you and Kel do not need to make checks. You know that this
Yes.
is the energy source that you have been tracking to this planet. And so this would be kind of like a wide-eyed moment of like, this is the thing we're trying to figure out what it is. That's the issue. Nobody knows what it is.
Okay, no one
And you
knows.
do feel like
But
this robot was
you-
going to be like, almost like what would be on a news channel, right? Reporting. Like,
Yeah,
he doesn't
like
actually
telling
know
us
what it
what
is.
exactly
but
what's
like,
going on. Yeah.
it's more like, we've had reports of this and this happening. And
Yeah.
but before he can make that, that's
Very
when the
literal.
yeah. So you wanted to
Lights out
grab
of the
this guy?
sky, bliming red, and no one knows what's happening.
Yeah. You wanted to grab this guy?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Thank you.
I was just gonna be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what's going on out there, guy?"
I don't know. I'm gonna go find out.
You've never seen anything like this before here?
No, I wanted the ground shaking. I told you last night. Last night is the thorn came right out of, and then as he's saying it, somebody's freaking out in the back. They say, "Hey, there's some kind of vines coming out of the sink." And he's in this back room back
Oh,
here.
I've missed that voice.
Some kind of vines coming out of the sink back here.
I only have so many. It's a well I'm dipping into.
All right, well, seems like we should get a move on, but before we go,
Yeah.
Chugs another drink.
As you go to drink that other drink, her eyes are wide, and she throws like 10 gold under the counter, and she's like, "Yeah, drinks on me, round for everybody. You won fair and square. I gotta get off planet." And then she fucking bolts. And then
I'm taking
this
that
woman
gold.
back here like smiles. She says, "You mean off the island, right? You drunk already?" And Elena gives a small nod, and then she's like heading out the door.
I take 5 of the gold and leave the rest because I imagine that's much more than the beers were worth.
Oh, a lot more.
And, yeah, that's what I mean.
Did she just say off the planet? And rocket out of here?
Yeah, what do we know about that one? Anyone?
I know anything about her.
You don't. That's a new face. You've never seen her before. Everybody else in here you have seen, besides the players.
I've never seen that person before in my life, and I've been here for like 6 months.
Right, guys, I'm going to be completely honest. We've been chasing this thing for a long time, and it seems like it's here now. We have no idea what it does, but all we know is very powerful, and it's best we start moving out. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you let this guy go?
With warrior.
Yeah, whatever. Very
He's just-
powerful.
He kind of runs out into the alley, and you just hear, "Oh my god!"
All right.
What are they making about out there?
And then the voice of Elena just continues like, "Well, that's not good. I think it's time I return to the ship." She kind of calls back, "Y'all are welcome to join me. You would be wise to flee as fast as you can right now." And since you're the only one who's come to the door, from within a coat pocket, she pulls out a very small but well-worn, it looks like a guidebook of some sort, and right on the cover it just says, "Don't panic." Big bold letters. And she says, "Here, you're gonna need this." And then almost immediately it's destroyed by the unfortunate sprouting of yet another glowing gold thorny vine that just rips through the cobblestones and directly into this guide. And she says, "Well, all right, so much for that. Adios, muchachos." And then she runs down this little alley here. However,
Wait, is there an extra copy by chance?
yeah, she doesn't even get a chance to like answer because immediately the alleyway is like just filled with more and more vines that kind of block the entrance.
Could I check if there's a download on my Zap pad about something that says "Don't panic"?
Yeah, go ahead. I need you to roll a d20, and if you get a 20, then you have a signal.
Okay. No biggie.
Yes,
Wow.
it's level 20.
Ah, so close to.
The ground is vibrating heavily. More eruptions burst through the streets from outside, and you can kind of see,
Oh.
especially you. Ooh, you can see a giant, like vine, maybe 1,000 feet tall, maybe 30 feet wide, that has erupted from the middle of the town, and it just keeps going all the way up through the clouds themselves. There are panicked citizens, maybe 100 of them, screaming at the top of their lungs right now.
Just so we're all aware, we were invited onto that ship, so I believe our best bet right now is to get on this ship and get the hell out of here.
You hear the sound of window glass being smashed in the back. And somebody says, "Oh my god!"
Would my with all the vines and stuff growing, would my portfolio sense be picking up anything?
What's your portfolio sense?
It's my racial. It's.
I mean, what portfolio does it cover?
Sorry, say that last part again.
What does it cover?
When I sense an event, it just kind of knows it. I just kind of know it's occurring. But I get no sensory information about it.
The domain.
Life. Because there are like
I would
vines
think because
growing everywhere.
it's
So I'm not sure.
plant life. So yeah, it's definitely, but it's synthetic life. So I'm not sure. I would argue that it does a little bit. You know, this is some kind of like catastrophe of life growing wildly and without control, and it's very disruptive.
Okay, so Bo's just kind of standing there for a minute and just closes his eyes and just kind of stands still for just a little bit. Like, you know, like when you almost like that feeling that kind of looks like he's doing a double take thing after he like opens his eyes, like, what's going on?
This is what you're seeing.
Oh. So do I have any equipment on me?
Why is everybody in meltdown mode?
You would have all your equipment, like everything on your character. You were just kind of like disposed of out in space, yeah. What was the question, Taya?
Oh, why is everybody in meltdown mode?
Well, I would probably say, just stick your head out the window. I'm sure you'll you will be very aware of what is happening. Look up.
Zetus Lapidus! This is Viral Extreme.
Right in front of you, two of these things erupt out of the ground, and they begin approaching you.
Time to get out of here.
I get my shield out.
You can hear a scream in the kitchen that came after
Oh wait,
broken
shit!
window
I forgot
glass.
about that. Hold on, I wanted to go help this guy.
Do I know him?
Yeah, you do know this guy. This is Vincent, and he's the cook here, and Jazz is the owner. And there is some kind of plant monster that has come through the window and is trying to choke him to death right now.
Yeah, I'm fucking getting this bad boy.
Vincent, are you okay?
All right, everybody roll for initiative. Click your token and then roll for initiative.
Just so we're aware of what I'm doing, I'm gonna try to use my bow here. So I'm.
Try to use
where
me?
can I? My bow.
I am Bo.
Okay, no, my long bow, my longer version of you. $19.16. Yes. That's actually so funny because now when people roll 19s, I'm actually gonna beat a 19.
Maybe somebody could roll a 19.19.
Grimple, you're up.
Wait, give me a second. There's something I can add on to my bow. There's so many moves, Cutie. Give me so many moves. It's a bonus action when you, on your turn, make your ranged weapon attack with Kensai more deadly. When you do so, any target you hit with a ranged attack using Kensai weapon takes an extra 1d4 of the weapon's type. You retain this benefit until the end of the turn.
But that also means you can't use your bonus action to martial arts.
Yeah, that's fine, because I can still do another attack.
Yeah.
Either way.
That's why it's like a
Which-
trade-off. It's like, do you want to have extra damage on a ranged attack, or do you want to have an extra melee attack? So you can do two attacks
can I
and then
attack?
like.
Can I melee attack him through the window?
You're small enough. You can just jump right through that window and get in there.
Oh, word to. I pressed disable. Okay, I'll just let it roll. I tried to cancel it. I pressed disable, but that's fine. We let the dice decide.
All right, click the longbow. See how much damage it deals.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
use
yeah,
your
yeah.
bonus action
That would just be my attack. No, that was.
for the Kinsai shot?
So what would that be?
Extra 1d4 damage.
Oh yeah, and then the 1d4.
Or you could do that's one longbow attack. You can go in there, pull out your saber, and then do a bonus
That's what I
action
was thinking.
unarmed attack too.
Can't I do that? Wouldn't it be two?
Yeah.
Why does it keep going? Kate, please ignore that. I'm trying to cancel those.
All right.
Honestly. Okay, I'm going. So I go in and do a light sword attack, is what you're saying, correct?
Right. I was saying if you wanted to hit with the longbow and then immediately pull
Yeah.
out your saber and jump through the window and go into melee, extra
Yeah.
attack means you can attack twice. It doesn't have to be the same weapon necessarily. Oh, that's gonna miss. So he definitely took 4 damage, but you still get to make an unarmed
Hold on,
attack
hold
as a
on.
bonus if you want, or you could use key to flurry.
Yeah. And then I also had something else when I make an armed attack. I read this earlier. Hold on. Okay.
You can make an unarmed strike or a monk weapon as a bonus action at the end of the turn.
Yeah, and see what I just linked as well, though.
If you make an unarmed
If you
strike as
make
part
an
of your regular attack on your turn, and you're holding your weapon, you can use
Oh,
it to defend yourself.
Okay, whatever.
15 hits.
Just do the unarmed attack.
This thing, it's like you're fighting something part tree, part bush, right? It's very like you're denting it in with your little fist and stuff. It definitely dodged your light sword, but you're fighting some kind of plant monster, and it doesn't even seem to be that intelligent. It's just kind of attacking at will, and it seems like it had hurt itself whenever it jumped through the window, which has got like glass all over the floor in here.
All right, and then I only have my movement, but I'm 5 feet, so I'm not gonna move away. I am gonna move to this, like not away, but like still within 5 feet.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You want to block the window?
All right. Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then I was like, maybe he won't think I'm blocking the window. All right, move me. I'm here. I'm here. Still 5 feet, right?
As long as you don't leave his.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go here.
Okay.
Here. I'm trying to do the alt thing, but there we go.
Okay.
Am I able to taunt them?
5. On your turn, yeah. 5, 10,
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 30. Ooh, what is this multi-attack? It gets 2 heat-draining vine attacks. Ooh. So, Cube, this thing, it has these, like, it's almost like appendages. It's almost like it's imitating a human, but then its arms just stretch out into these very lengthy vines, and they try to wrap themselves around you. Does a 15 or an 8 hit?
Both would miss, because I did pull my shield out and it's being defensive.
All right. So this is you literally pulling out your shield just in time for these things to kind of whip against it, and then it's your turn.
So my turn, I'm just gonna take up a full defensive stance and close the door behind. Well, just kind of, I guess, yell
He
in.
fucked me. He lied to me.
Who?
And
You did. Sorry,
what?
I didn't mean to.
it's alright. So
I said you
like,
could
I guess
flurry
I'll
of
look
blows
back.
as a bonus.
and see Sitar there, and just be like, just turn to her and be like, with a gleam in my eye, don't worry, I've got this. I'll hold the line. It's what I do, and then close the door, but not lock it.
That's to you, Sitar. The astral elf from the space station's protecting you and shutting the door so that you don't get hurt from these monsters.
Sitar tries to open the door because Sitar definitely wants to fight. There's no way she's getting protected by someone.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the door's shut and you don't know what's going on as these things are going to be surrounding. All right, we're going to do some multi-attacks, 2 heat draining. Does a 8 and a 16 hit you?
Nope. And every attack against me is at disadvantage because I'm doing nothing but fighting defensively.
Oh, that means it's an 8 and an 11. And then this one's going to get advantage, which is going to make it a normal attack. Kindred, stop moving. We're in initiative. You can't just move around.
I just
Please,
wanted to see.
Ka-chow, ka-chow. That's going to be a 12 and a 21.
21 would hit.
Even with disadvantage, I got 21, 22. You were going to suffer 7 radiant damage. These things, you expect it to be like, oh, it's a tree branch hitting me. You would know what getting swatted would feel like. This burns like those light swords would burn. This is pure radiant damage. Maybe that's why they're glowing kind of this golden kind of hue. And I need you to make either an athletics or an acrobatics check. And you need to get a 13 or higher.
I'm not proficient in either.
Okay. So it whips around you and it burns like through your armor, maybe touching into your flesh, and you can feel the radiance of this thing. But as it tries to grapple you and pull you into itself, you manage to overpower it and resist it, and it is Kel's turn.
All right. So you and I talked about that special thing with catapults.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna use the spell slot, right?
Yeah, and I think I even made a custom.
I saw
on
that there
your
was a
core.
specific one there. Yeah.
Saber throw.
So that's gonna count as an attack, and I'm gonna get extra attack if I do that, right?
Nope. It counts
Or
as
no?
a spell.
Is a spell not an attack?
No. This is you relying on your telekinesis to throw something, so it's a spell concentration spell. But that's why it does 3d8 instead of 1d8. Also.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and then use my bonus action for the for lash to lash out. So let's go ahead and just do this.
All right. So which one are you throwing at? This one?
The one I was gonna try to hit the one that Grimple's fighting.
All right. Then it has to make dexterity saving throw. It's got to beat a 14. Oh, it got a 13. Oh, wow. All right. Describe what it looks like, because that's enough to kill it with 17 damage.
So he's gonna pull out his light sword and is almost just. It doesn't look like it's gonna end well. He kind of just hurls it, and it's just spinning horizontally. It's gonna go right through the. It almost doesn't look like it's gonna fit through this window, but as soon as it's getting to the threshold of the window, it's spinning horizontally, and it just like the trajectory of the spin just allows it to go right through the window, uninhibited, doesn't touch any walls or anything. Catches this plant monster, most likely cuts it in half, and then basically comes right back to him, almost kind of boomerang action, landing back in his hand, and he quickly retracts the blade and like tucks it away because he knows that we're not supposed to be obvious about this, but with the chaos of what's going on, he kind of felt like he had to do that.
Can you see the health box whenever can you guys see HP above their heads?
No. Oh wait, yeah, actually I can. If you hover over it.
Okay.
I see mine, but nothing else is.
All right, I just turned theirs off. I was making sure that you can't see their health. All right. My auras aren't working. That's why. I'll figure it out for next time. I don't want to waste time on it.
Well, I guess at this point, then, if that one's down, ooh. All right. Zed's gonna run across all these bar stools and get as far down the bar as he can toward where Bo and Sitar are, toward the other door where it seems like we're trying to barricade. I can't move.
Where are you trying to get to?
You've been
I was just trying to
banished.
basically run toward towards Sitar and the door that's being barricaded by Bo.
You should be able to move.
If you yeah, especially in those things, if you just hold your click down in area.
15, 20, 25,
Pin
30.
cute.
You can't move your
Perfect.
token at all?
I can click and drag. I just didn't know how many spaces it was. I wasn't able to go like space by space, so. Oh, there you go.
All right, and because you use the spell, I think that's all you've got on your movement.
Yeah.
You do, but you can control him. I just brought him 30, 20, 25, 30. But he has a movement of 40, I believe. Let me look. Lash? Yeah, he has. So he can move 2 feet faster than you.
I think for now, I'm going to keep Lash with me.
Okay. Taya, what do you want to do?
Is Vincent okay?
You hear Vincent kind of screaming a little bit in the back. You definitely saw that plant monster, or when you turned, had come out of the window, and then these two people, both kind of used some kind of glowy sword. And he definitely threw his sword through the window, cut this thing in half, and then the sword came back to him, and he just caught it and then sprinted towards the door. So you believe Vincent should be fine right now. Jazz is ducked behind the counter. Everybody's very confused.
Is there a secret way to get out of here, Jazz?
She shakes her head. She's like, no, there's the exit or any of the windows.
Okay. This is pretty new.
Any in the windows probably might be not a bad idea to come this way, to be honest. There's just one over here. And not any longer.
I mean, yeah, no, they definitely seem like they have it out there, right? I mean, I'll go. I'll just hide behind you. And I don't know. I can't see the people outside, can I? So I can't taunt them.
Right, because they shut the door.
Actually, yeah, no, I changed my mind. I'll probably go back there. Hee hee hee. I don't know how far that was. It looked like it was similar.
There's a door here that goes to the kitchen, or you could climb through the window.
Yeah, through the door.
25. That's 30. You can do, if you're not going to use your action to like attack or anything, you could dash and move another 30 feet.
Dash where? I mean, I'm already in the smallest room possible.
Mm.
I don't know. Would I have like any insight on these things whatsoever?
No, none.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything. I'm just gonna hide.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I rolled first of that, but Marv showed up in the initiative, so. Are we trying to barricade ourselves in here, or are we trying to get out?
What do you want to do?
I will say, I think
I don't want to fight.
Kel and Grimple are perfectly fine fighting.
Alright. Then,
I'm gonna be honest. I was
gonna
just trying
move
to
up
trick
to
the
the-
15-year-old into the back room so they were safe.
yeah. Yeah. So I was gonna try and, like, gonna move to this window and try and break it.
Like, the door's not locked or anything, I just closed it.
Oh,
So they couldn't see inside.
If
It's
you
not-
want to take a point of slashing damage, I'll let you roll through that window through the glass and land on the other side.
the door is open. I thought the door was closed.
It's
Like,
closed. You
I
can
can't go-
open it. It's not locked.
Locked it. Yeah, okay, then I'll open it. And then I'll open it. Okay. So I was gonna open that and try to hit one of these guys.
The issue is, in order to like, you're gonna have to go through Bo because Bo's blocking you,
Mm.
and while you can't share a space, but you can go through an ally's space. But that also means like if you land here, this one gets a free attack on you. If you land here, this one gets a free attack on you. Is that how you want to?
Oh wow,
yourself?
it's like you planned it perfectly. Weird.
Just get real mad at him, it'll be fine.
Get the heck out of the way, Bo.
Yeah, I mean, that probably is going to go into a rage considering that she's being protected when she doesn't think she needs to be. So, we're gonna do that. Does it take a full action to go into rage?
No, bonus action.
So that is enrage.
You want to enrage, or do you want to do a frenzy?
I can go into a frenzy while I'm in rage. That's the thing.
All right, let's make sure. I thought you could do both at the when you choose
You
to spend the
can
third.
go
You can go
into
into a
frenzy
frenzy
when you
you rage. Yeah. So as your bonus
Yeah.
action to rage, if you would like to make it a frenzy, it doesn't cost any further resources. But the issue with frenzy, right? This lets you have full attacks for bonus actions, right? So that you'll be swinging your axe 3 times around. But at the end of your rage, you do suffer exhaustion. So it will debilitate
I don't
you
know whether I
momentarily.
want to be exhausted this quick.
Right.
I
That's
don't
kinda like
see a
when-
need to be exhausted right
Yeah.
now. Like to gain that level of exhaustion right now. So that's gonna move there and like take the opportunity attack.
All right. Does a 9 hit your AC?
No.
All right. Well, then this is you just kind of rolling out the door, and you're enraging, and they try to attack you. They miss completely. What do you want to do?
Okay, and then so that's gonna take a swing at the one sandwich between the wall and her, like
Okay.
that. To her. Yeah.
Make sure that I think I have a toggle for your rage. Right there, I clicked it. Rage damage.
Yeah. I. Okay, so. Oh lord.
Do you want to attack recklessly?
I mean, it's 7 a.m. for her. All her attacks are going to be reckless.
That's where you get to make advantage on all your attacks that you deal, but then everybody has advantage against you equally.
Sure. Oh no. That's a big deal.
Okay.
Do I like? Okay, so I have to add like the 2 rage damage on top of my
Nope.
clashing, right?
Nope, I already got it clicked. I have a
Yeah.
global damage
Oh,
modifier
okay.
on your thing. All you have to do is click Great Axe, and it'll just apply it. And you're going to take the bigger number. So 19 definitely hits. Click Great Axe in the chat, and it'll apply the rage damage. Do these have any? Oh, wait, you shouldn't have killed that thing earlier, and I'll tell you why later. But I'm going to let it happen because you did. You would notice specifically you two who have the light swords. These things are just surprisingly resistant to your radiant attacks. These things don't hurt them nearly as much as like a normal weapon would. It's like they're absorbing energy from your sabers. But not from a great axe, so that's minus 15 damage. You have a extra attack if you want to take it.
Yeah, attack the one in front of me.
You can attack any of them. This one's already like almost cleaved in half. Like if you think if you got another one like that strong, it'd be dead.
Sure, okay.
Or you could spread it out and do 2
I thought you said
targets.
something about I should not have attacked.
Oh no, I was talking about Goose's attack earlier. I was looking for resistances, and it's like, yeah, they're resistant to radiant damage. I was like, oh.
I mean, it shouldn't have hit. It shouldn't have done as much damage.
Yeah, it would have done half.
So, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
holy crap! All right, 25 hits. Click for damage, and if you can, that's exactly what you needed. It had 11 health left. Describe what it looks like as you kill this thing. This little weird wood golden root plant creature.
Does it have any blood?
Let's say it has green blood, like on Goosebumps.
So Star takes her great axe and then cleaves almost straight through, and it doesn't cleave completely. So then she takes it back again and winds up a little bigger this time, and completely cleaves through and gets some green blood on her face. That kind of just looks like camouflage on her skin.
Gross. Oh, no.
That's about it. I guess Marvin also gets to attack.
Yeah, Marv can
inside.
attack. When
Marv's
you didn't
inside.
click your token when you rolled your initiative, so it gave it to Marv.
Yeah.
But that's all right because you both would go on the same turn because he's like a familiar basically.
Yeah. I can get Marv out to it, or no? I don't. What if something happens to him? I don't know what his HP. I don't want to.
Yeah, he would be
him
dead.
out.
Dead. He
He
doesn't have
only
a
has
lot of
19
health.
HP.
Yeah.
There's no need for that.
He also only has 20 movement speed. He's slower than everybody else in the party.
Yeah. Mars. I'm just gonna make Marv move further back, away from the windows, and
He can go with the teenage girl that's hiding in the kitchen. Well.
But that's 20 feet. He only has 20 feet of movement.
Right.
So if he takes a dash after it, suppose that would be 40.
Yeah, he'll have 8 grids if you do dash.
8. Can he go behind the counter with this?
He could do that, yeah. Well, there's a ruler on the left side, and that'll let us be like, all right, yeah, that's 25. Actually, let's do a strength check. I want to see if he has the strength to lift himself up, or the acrobatics. So either dexterity or strength, whichever's higher, to see if he can get, like, if he can clear the counter to get behind it, because he is really slow and it's awkward to watch him move because he's so top heavy.
Dexterity.
All right. So you watch as like this little robot, you know, he goes from here to here to here, and then he tries to like just roll, and basically lands head first on the counter, and then just slides behind it, kind of. No damage or anything, but it's very clumsy looking. Very like he tried to jump, and then his head's too heavy, and he just kind of slid off the edge.
I'm just a little farmer.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And this woman's like behind the counter. She's got her hands like over her head, like it's some kind of tornado drill. And she's like, "Are you okay, kid? Are you all right?"
Well, I got a boo-boo. It hurts.
I have no idea what's going on out there, but you just stay close to me, and I'll keep you safe.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Fire
And then
woman.
this thing's dead, so it doesn't get a turn. Grimple's turn.
All right. You guys stay here for a few minutes. We'll be right back, I promise.
And that's the last thing that was said, and then our journey comes to an end because we are out of time.
Cool.
I don't know. I felt like that was a good spot to end it. Like you stay
Yeah,
here, and then
that works.
you're getting ready to, and then it just fades to black. To be continued. Because we got to vote on who gets inspiration for next time.
Oh, you bought. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. So we'll start with Cubed because we're gonna go alphabetical in Discord. Pick somebody who you think is deserving of inspiration.
Ginny, no, just kidding.
What? Mean.
She's not here. How is that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're only doing this once a month, and she skipped it today.
I would
I hope you guys okay,
say,
though.
I don't know. It's a tough call. Hold on, let me see. I'll just panic. There we go. Or Sitar.
Oh,
Sitar. Okay, that's one for Sitar. Anybody who doesn't vote for Sitar now looks like a jerk. So, Frank, who would you like to? Actually, no, Sitar. Who do you
wait,
want to
I
vote?
have a
Since you were called out.
question.
Yeah.
What are we giving inspiration on the basis of?
Who do you think
Like, what are we
added
voting on the
them?
basis
Essentially,
of?
like, who do you think added the most to this session? Who do you think like maybe did the most, or like?
Typically, it's in like either role play based, or if you think they
Yeah.
did something creative, or if they saved the day somehow. This is just only one member gets to have inspiration, and so I kind of let the party decide, like, all right, who should we give it to? Sometimes it's easy
Okay.
because it's like somebody really stands out, and then sometimes like today it's hard because everybody kind of did stuff today.
Oh,
But there's never any hard feelings, so don't think there's anything like that. It's just
I mean,
one's
I was
gonna.
kind of thinking I would vote for Bo because I like Sitar and Bo's interaction.
So
So
for cubed. Okay, so cubed. One for
One for
cubed
Bo,
and then
one for Sitar. All right, Frank, who do you vote for? You're not Frank. Grimple? What?
oh no.
All right, Kendra.
Oh, wow. He just really didn't want to vote, huh?
Wow.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm also gonna vote for cubed because I'm pretty sure I was about to die in the first scene, and then he saved me. So that's the it's a nice thing for
Okay,
me.
there are two for Bo, one for Sitar. Kendra.
I want to vote for Marvin because he's Marvin.
Aw. All
That's
right, one vote for
another
Marvin.
sitar. That's Sitar as well. That's a 2 and 2.
Yeah, you can definitely use your because with inspiration, you can use it for yourself. You can use it for Marv if you wanted. You can also give it to other players. Where if somebody's like really wanting to get a
Yeah.
check done, and you're like, yeah, you can have my inspiration to let them reroll.
It's not
Marv
just
is
like
the
a
only
thing
one
that
who
you have
understands me.
Marv in a depressed tone is just like Zetus Lapidus.
I basically just tricked you. I tricked you into the kitchen. Then I was just like, all right, stay here.
Mars, I'm always feeling pancaked.
So 2 and 2, and then so that leaves it down to Mr.
That's Goose. That's Kill.
Goose. Now
Kill
you're gonna break
Dre.
someone's heart.
I was actually gonna vote for Marv as well.
Oh, there you go. Marv it is.
Mars,
That magnificent
Mars.
mustache.
The mustache.
We could get somebody to like Photoshop it. Could you put him a straw hat and a mustache made of hemp on?
That's fine.
Yeah. Andy can do it. She has nothing going on tomorrow.
Oh,
I could
Andy,
probably do
mind
it.
spending an hour just drawing this new character?
All right, what do we think of Spelljammer so far? You think this is the right kind of vibes? Is it gonna be fun?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
I like that it's
Yeah.
fast. It keeps it exciting.
Yeah, I really want it to be fast paced. Even though we took like probably 3 hours to get here, and I wanted us to get here in 2 hours, right? Because I've got so much going on. This wasn't the cliffhanger I wanted to end on. It still felt like we did a lot of things, and it was just like, or I hope it felt that way. I know Kendra, you starting the beginning and then not having anything to do for like 2 hours might have dragged on a little bit. But you
Wasn't
get to draw.
expecting to freaking get into fight people right away. That's for gosh darn sure.
I want it to play out kind of like a shonen, right? I want it to be like action
No,
adventure,
I loved
a
it.
fight every
Yeah.
single time we play.
No, that was awesome. No, I really enjoyed it. I just wasn't expecting it to be like you're on a highway chasing after two of the most powerful criminals. It's like holy fuck! All right, I guess we're going.
Yeah, as far as our intro, I thought we were gonna be like already doing the turnip farmer thing, and we were like in the desert, just
Accurate prediction on Coos part.
That is
on the
exactly
car.
what happened.
Yesterday, I
So
told
no
Cubed
one
while I was
knows.
writing this stuff down, I was like, I bet you Lucas jumps on top of a moving car.
Yeah, as soon as you said it, I was like, okay, well, I have to go Fast and the Furious and just be like, there's no way. What did you expect me to be? Oh, no, I guess we'll let him go.
We'll just chase the other guy, right? I kind of thought you would
And then
split
what?
up and do
What if
two
we
1v1s.
okay, but then we chase the other guy, and then what? I gotta jump on the car.
Prius, trying to catch up to the Tesla
Space McLaren 3000. I know my
Prius.
space cars, dude.
I don't. I had to ask Kendra. I said, "What's the name of a fast car?" I don't know anything about. And McLaren was her.
A
word.
McLaren is a really good choice.
I've never heard of a
is very
McLaren.
good choice.
I don't even know what a Prius
Really?
is. So I'm just. To me, I got no
Prius
visualization for this.
Prius is like cheap electric car. A McLaren is like the minimum
It's a
you're paying for a
hybrid.
McLaren is like $500,000.
What's a
He
Honda
asked me
Civic?
for a fast car and a well-known slow car. Okay, I gave him what I had.
To get this, a McLaren P1 in the past 5 years has gone from $800,000 to $2.5 million.
She told me I should have asked you, and I was like, "Yeah, but Lucas isn't here right now. I need an answer in 10
I think
seconds."
you came into the chat like right after too.
No, McLaren, such a good McLaren was like a perfect answer though. That's a really good answer. Very
But
fast
like
car.
for the slow car, he was trying to call it Prius Honda something else.
That would work too.
Prius Honda Buick.
Space
something.
Honda, a space Honda Buick.
a space Buick would be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, space Buick. A space Toyota Buick.
Yeah, it was like
3000.
the Space Toyota Dodge Buick Chrysler.
No, you didn't say Toyota, whatever. You said Prius Honda Buick. And I was like, those
I
are
totally
different
don't know
brands,
cars.
Q.
And then I was
That's the
like, but it
point.
doesn't matter. It's
Mm.
space.
It's space. This is the future. They all work together.
Oh, Ani had to go. Right.
Well, it is very early for her.
Yeah, it's like 7 of the fucking.
She was. Oh, she's back.
Oh,
You're back.
You can go to sleep. It's okay.
yeah. We're done. This is the end. I was just. Thanks
This
for
is
playing.
just after talk.
I have no idea what you said.
Yeah, your mic
It
was
just disconnected on its own.
I think it was a
Oh,
sign.
it disconnected on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I have to get my garbage ready and go to bed.
I'm glad everyone came and played them. That was